took a trip, now we on your block, and it's like a ghost town. Where did he be at when they say they put on this later? When he tell the story, that's not how I went. Know that we lean like 100%. Know that I risen, forgot about the bed. They just call me to tell me come get it. I don't know if I do want credit. If it was me, they wouldn't regret it. They never did, and now they won't get it. Yeah. I still beat them, still eating. They got a little like the ball need. And the pillows on it, spilling the tea. And they trying to get
very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky. I'm Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray, and tonight we have got college baseball for you as the Mount St. Joseph Lions come home after a long road trip, unless you want to count Friday night. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. But nonetheless, the Lions come home losers of 7 consecutive ball games, and they are desperately in need of a victory here tonight as the Lions will be taking on the Hanover Panthers. Hanover comes in 6th place in the Heartland Conference. They are 13-11 on the year. Meanwhile, the Lions come in. They are now 8-16 and mired in a 7-game losing streak. They're 9th in the Heartland Conference out of 10 teams. Chuck Murray joining us here this evening to bring you tonight's single game here from UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky. Chuck, when you look at this ball game, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is this is really a must-win for the Lions.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks here, and I think mostly on the road, and these guys need a win for their spirits. It's been tough. They were 8-9, really playing some pretty good ball, being very competitive, and just a bunch of injuries have really kind of derailed them here lately, and really short on depth, and we need a good outing on the mound today, and Hanover's a very good ball club, so we got our hands cut out with it, but I'm telling you, you're right, they need a win bad.
Freshman Steven Jimenez will be going to the mound here tonight for the Mount. He's 1-1 on the year with a 7.88 ERA, and on the hill for Hanover this evening, it will be Justin Pope. Pope heads into this afternoon's ball game here at UC Health Stadium with a record of 0-2 on the year and a 7.94 ERA. So we're looking forward to baseball here coming up in just a few minutes. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray. We'll be back to check out the starting lineups and have the first pitch of tonight's ball game after this timeout.
Even look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Headed. Where would you like to go? New heights, right? At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray back here at UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky. Tonight the Lions come in with a record here at home at 6-6, but it's been on the road that they've had their problems. They are 2-10 on the road, Chuck, but tonight they're home and some home cooking will be pretty good.
Yeah, like I said before, they need a win, and maybe being back here at their home ballpark will help. But it's like anything else, no matter where you play, it comes down to starting pitching. And, Steven, I think he's got excellent stuff. He's just had a little issues with control at times, but I think he's got great potential, and, tonight would be a nice night to kind of start and show that potential.
Well, pitching is what you've got to work behind, and if Jimenez can come in and throw a good one for the Lions tonight, they've got a shot here at winning. Just a gorgeous night for baseball. Let's check out the batting order tonight for the Hanover Panthers, and we'll do that. Well, we're going to pause right now for our national anthem, I believe. That's going to be coming up. But let's check the batting order, and then we'll pause for that. For Hanover, 13-11 on the year coming into this one. This is going to be the third meeting between these two ball clubs. They played back just a few days ago, actually about 10 days ago they played, and the Lions lost a doubleheader on Sunday, March 21st. It was about a month ago, 8-5 and 5-4. They'll match up again 2 more times in about 10 10 days, but that's going to be up in Hamilton, and that will be a doubleheader. So they're going to match up 5 times this year, Chuck.
Yeah, the game they lost 5-4 was a heartbreaker. We had a 4-1 lead in the 8th, and Jake Hughes pitched a tremendous game. And unfortunately, some walks, and I think they scored 4 runs on 1 hit in the 8th inning and beat us 5-4. That was tough.
So we'll take a look at the batting order now for Hanover, the visiting team on the scoreboard. They will lead off number 21, Zeke Porta. Porta is a first baseman. He's batting .245 on the season. Batting second, Andy Littlefield, number 5 in center field, hitting .269. Charlie Burton is behind the plate tonight. He's hitting .300 on the year, number 20. Connor Farnsley will be the DH and back cleanup. He's hitting .319 on the year, number 26. Alex Christie is number 25. He'll play short, and he's hitting .310 on the year. Jake Brackett is at third base this evening, .294 for the Panthers, number 13. Eric Rodebush will be in left field, hitting .262, number 3. Cole Sherman is number 9, playing second base, hitting .234. And rounding out the batting order for Grant Bellick's squad in his third year is Matt Vidor. Vidor in right field, hitting .286. He is number 6. So it is Porta, Littlefield, and Burton, Farnsley, Christie, and Brackett, and Rodebush, Sherman, and Vito are the bottom 3 in the batting order. Let's pause now for our national anthem. Well, you can tell we're near CVG Airport as the planes are taking off overhead here at UC Health Stadium. So the Hanover Panthers come in with a record of 13-11 on the year. They are 6-7 on the road, and they've won 2 straight over Manchester on Sunday, 8-1 and 8-7. Today they're going to be throwing Justin Pope, and Pope is a senior on the year. We told you he is 0-2 on the year. In 6 appearances, this will be just his 3rd start. He's got an ERA of 7.94, and he is a right-hander. But for the Lions going this evening, it'll be Steven Jimenez. Jimenez is a freshman, and Jimenez comes into this evening's ball game with a record of 1-1 on the season. And Jimenez comes to the Mount this year from Rising Sun, Indiana, over west in the western state. Jimenez on the season, as we told you, has a record of 1-1 on the season. In 5 appearances, this will be his 3rd start. He does not have a complete game. He's thrown 8 innings of baseball so far this year. He's got given up 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 8 hits. He's walked 7, struck out 5, and he's given up 4 doubles, 1 home run on the year. What do you expect to see out of Jimenez tonight, Chuck?
Well, I think, as I said earlier in the pregame, he needs to throw strikes. He's got great stuff. He's got 3 pitches. The big thing is he's just got to be able to command his fastball and work off of that. And, I just think he's got huge potential, but, it's got to come together here.
He's a big, strong right-hander, and he is probably about 6'2", 195 pounds. Leading it off will be Zeke Porta for Hanover as we are getting set to get underway here. Then it comes Littlefield and Burton. Gorgeous night for baseball. And we are set to go. Lions in their home white uniforms for the first time in a long time. Hanover in their dark blue jerseys, and that first pitch from Jimenez is taken down low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperature about 61 degrees as we get this one underway. We'll check the defense for you coming up right after this pitch. Jimenez rocks into the motion, and that pitch is taken inside for a ball, 2-0. Defensively for the Lions, it is King in left, Hagens in center, Baker in right. Owens is at third, Lawson at short, Mustard at second, Anderson at first. Brandcamp behind the plate, and the pitcher Jimenez throws it outside, and the count now 3-0.
This is worst case scenario, leadoff walk.
Porta came in hitting .245 on the year, right-handed batter. Jimenez staring into Brandcamp for the sign, and that pitch is low and outside, ball 4. He really was not even close to the strike zone on the first 4 pitches, Chuck.
No, and I think, throughout the season, I think there's a lack of confidence, too, and that's why he needs such a good start because, you don't want to go through the here we go again, and as you stated earlier, I think in 8 innings he's got 7 or 8 walks, and it's just not winning baseball.
Porta has attempted to steal second 10 times. He's been successful 8 of them. He gets the lead off. Holding him close is Anderson at first base, and up now is Andy Littlefield, left-handed batter, hitting .269 on the year for the Panthers. Short lead at first is Porta, and that pitch is just above the belt for a ball. 1-0 the count.
I would anticipate Hanover take until they get a strike at this point. That's 5 in a row.
On deck is Burton. Home plate umpire tonight, Ben Levin. Ron Arnsparger is the first base ump, and Larry McNichol, the third base umpire. Playing even with the bag is Owen for the Lions, and the next pitch, the 1-0, is outside, like a curveball. And the count now 2-0. He's thrown 6 straight balls. Just begun this one from UC Health Stadium. Bright sunshine, cloudy night, but not inhibiting anything here this evening. Infield back at double play depth, playing even with the bag is Owen at third. Anderson holding the runner at first, and that pitch called strike over the outside corner, 2-1. Needed that just for confidence purposes.
Yeah. And now I think here we go, 2-1, anything's in play here.
Outfield straight away in medium depth. Jimenez comes set at the belt. The right-hander peers over to first. He's holding. That pitch is outside, 3-1. Dimensions here at UC Health Stadium, 325 down the lines. Jimenez. Takes kind of a crouch when he comes to his set and then comes to the belt. There goes the runner. The pitch is called strike. Throw down to second base. Good throw. And it is in time to get the runner, Porta, trying to steal second base. Nice throw from Brandcamp.
Yeah, actually, he got a pretty good jump, and Stevens a little slow to the plate. Matt did a really nice job. Got rid of it right on the money. Big out.
Boy, he had him dead to rights, too.
Big out.
So, Littlefield with 2 down. 3-2 the count, or 1 down, excuse me, and 3-2 the count, and that pitch is down just below the knees, and the second consecutive walk given to Littlefield.
We know the interesting thing about umpiring in this league, and they all do the best they can, and for the most part they do a good job, but every zone is different. There's some zones it's 3-4 inches off the plate, it's a strike, and it looks like this guy's going to be calling the strike zone legitimate. So you kind of know what you got as long as you get consistency.
So Littlefield is at first base. He is 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Going out to the mound is Brandcamp to talk to his freshman pitcher.
Are we at Shea Stadium?
Almost
With all these
feels like
planes
it.
going over all the time.
We need to get the headsets in coordination with the flight traffic controllers at CBG so we know when to pot down the crowd mic and when to bring it up. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. 1 down. Littlefield at first base after the walk, and it brings up Charlie Burton, hitting .299, the catcher, right-handed hitter. Jimenez comes set again, and the first pitch, that is a ball low. Boy, that looked pretty good. 1-0 the count.
Boy, if those are balls, we're going to be in for a long night.
Well, it's a gorgeous
You didn't
one.
make dinner reservations.
You've already had dinner. I know everybody up here has got to be worried about dinner but you.
That's just a snack.
1-0 count to Burton. And that pitch is a curveball that hangs upstairs, 2-0.
That was supper. I have dinner later.
Oh, okay. How in the world, if it's supper and you're having dinner later, how are you like you and me are like me, you know? I've had a salad today, and I'm still... Anyway.
Yeah.
Littlefield getting the lead off first base. The 2-0 pitch to the plate, he holds inside. Burton had to turn away from it, and the count now 3-0.
Just digging himself a hole again. He's out there trying. Not, you know, they all say throw strikes. He's trying to throw strikes, but
it's tough to play defense behind a pitcher that's having trouble with his control here. The 3-0 pitch, Littlefield at first base, he's holding, and that pitch is a called strike over the outside corner, 3-1.
The other issue, too, here is no matter what happens this inning, he's throwing a lot of pitches already. So,
yep.
You know, it doesn't look like he's going to last long with this. You got to try to be pitch efficient.
Burton in the back part of the batter's box, up close to the plate.
Another chance they could run here, 3-1.
Littlefield with the 3-1 count. There he goes. That pitch swung on and fouled straight back against the screen.
He's got a big leg kick. That's why I was really shocked. Matt did a great job throwing the first guy out because it's going to be tough to throw guys out when he's out slow to the plate.
So 3-2 the count.
Maybe throw to first here. Because it's pretty much a guarantee. If you ran 3-1, he's going to be running 3-2.
Jimenez goes to the crouch, now stands straight up to the belt. Littlefield, there's the throw over to first base. Good call, Chuck. He's back easily with a head-first dive.
Not a whole lot you can do to stop it because, again, if it's a bad pitch, he takes ball 4. If it's a strike, he's swinging, but maybe sometimes you get him leaning.
And the 3-2 pitch to Burton with one down here in the top of the first inning. Jimenez holding the ball. There goes Littlefield. The pitch is upstairs, ball 4. He's walked the first 3 batters, thrown 1 out trying to steal. And that brings up to the plate with 1 down, Connor Farnsley, the DH and cleanup hitter, hitting .319 on the year.
Well, I guess looking at a positive, he's 1 pitch away here. You get a ground ball here, get out of the inning and get in there. But, geez, it's tough.
Well, now the first baseman, Anderson, is going to play behind the bag and behind the runner at first base in Burton. Farnsley hitting .319, right-handed hitter with runners at first and second. 1 down here in the top of the first, no score. Jimenez comes to the belt and throws the first pitch upstairs for a ball.
And what's tough here is it's not like you can go to your bullpen early. You know, you got all these 9-inning games and, you know, a midweek game. Now you got 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. You had 2 on Monday. It's a brutal schedule, and I don't mind saying whoever thought of this was out of their mind.
Jimenez, next pitch is at the knees, right down the heart of the plate. 1-1 the count.
Even the Division I's on the weekend are playing 2 7s. It's just somebody wasn't. They weren't thinking. Let's just put it that way.
17 pitches so far for Jimenez, only 5 strikes to the first 4 batters.
Gotta watch the guy stealing.
1-1 pitch, curveball, checked his swing, but it went too far. 1-2 now.
The Lions have had a hard time. They've allowed third base to be stolen a lot, and not against Matt. It's the pitchers. Just got a softball update. After winning game 1, 14-1, the Lions are 3-3 in the second game of the second inning.
And the pitch to the plate, curveball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Big K for Jimenez, came back, and now he's got 2 down.
That's a big out. Get in there, and you know, during this losing streak, so many times they've got behind early, and they just don't have that kind of offense to score, you know, tons of runs. So, you know, to win ball games, they're not going to score 8-10 runs. So they have to play defense and pitch.
Up to the plate now, Alex Christie, the shortstop, hitting .310. Runner still at first and second. That's a changeup that hangs inside for a ball. 1-0.
I believe he's a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, watching him at Hanover, we were there a couple weeks ago. He's a really good player. Really good ball player.
Out of Greenwood, Indiana, 6'6" freshman, plays shortstop. Might be their best athlete on the team. The 1-0 pitch, that's a fastball that backed him off the plate. 2-0. Christie on the year, hitting .310. He's got 3 homers, 25 RBIs.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. They got a good one for the next potentially 4 years if he takes the extra year.
Littlefield at second. Throw over to first base as Anderson snuck in behind the runner at first base, Burton, but he slid back in safely with a head-first slide.
If nothing else, it keeps Hanover on their toes a little bit. Maybe their lead's one step less. Comes into play on force outs. And
good lead at second base is Littlefield. Burton, short lead at first base. Anderson creeping up behind him, now backs up, and that pitch swung on and fouled back out of play over the first base side. And the count evens up at, or check at 2-1.
just tough. You keep consistently falling behind. It just really makes it tough.
Yeah. And he's had 3 walks and a strikeout, so the defense hasn't really had much to do. 2-1 the count. Got him. The throw back to second base. Back in with a head-first slide is Littlefield. Boy, they almost had him as Mustard came in sneaking behind him to take the throw.
I like the idea they're doing this. Too much during the year. Guys are getting huge leads off second, stealing third. This is good. I like the fact that they're keeping them on their toes a little
Littlefield's
bit.
getting a big lead at second base.
Do it again. Do it again.
Runners at first and second, 2 down here in the first.
It's a huge
Jimenez
lead.
comes set. That pitch is in tight. Boy, he's throwing inside to the batters here tonight, but that one goes inside, 3-1.
Must be in the scouting report, but again, it makes it tough when you're behind in the count to be perfect with your pitches.
I hate to keep harping on it, Chuck, but when you've got a pitcher that's having control problems like he is, the defense becomes flat-footed.
It does.
3-1 the pitch. Jimenez swung on, grounded to third. Owen comes in, grabs it on the big hop, steps on third, and Jimenez pitches out of the jam here in the first inning of play. We've played a half an inning. Hanover, no score. The Mount coming to bat.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow.
Dayton Children's, experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, whether it's spiritware, gifts, or snacks. But the Roar Store is more. They offer everything from notebooks to laundry detergent, even brake fluid and tire repair, plus a wide range of food and drink. And it's just a walk away. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. Well, we told you about the women's softball game. They won the first game 14-2 up in Bluffton. In the second game, they are all knotted up at 3 apiece. Steven Jimenez pitches out of a jam in the first inning for the Lions, and they will bring to the plate here this afternoon against Justin Pope. Jake Lawson will lead it off for the Lions. He's the shortstop, hitting .359. Matt Brandcamp will bat second, hitting .231. He's behind the plate. Pat Murray, the DH today, he's hitting .309 and batting third. Terrell Anderson at first base, hitting .290, and he's the cleanup hitter. Joshua Hagens will be in center field, batting .195. Carter Owen at third base, hitting .238, batting sixth. Ian Mustard is hitting seventh. He's playing second base and batting .219 on the season. Ethan Baker in right field, hitting .159, and rounding out the order for the Lions, Colby King, the left fielder, hitting .162. Lawson, Brandcamp, and Murray, the top 3 in the batting order. Then comes Anderson, Hagens, and Owens, and Mustard, Baker, and King. Against the right-hander, Justin Pope. Pope on the season, the right-hander, 7.94 ERA, 0-2 record on the year. He has given up 10 earned runs on the season, 13 all total, 17 hits. He has struck out 5 and walked 6. The right-hander, the senior, rocks into the motion, and the first pitch to Lawson hangs upstairs for a ball.
Well, let's make him throw because the umpire's relatively tight. So let's make sure we make them guys throw strikes too.
Yeah, in that first inning, Jimenez, 25 pitches, just 9 strikes, and that pitch, a curveball, hangs outside. 2-0. His strike zone, Ben Levin's behind the plate tonight, is extremely tight, Chuck.
Yeah, again, like I said, you see some, the plate seems like it's 30 inches, and then tonight it looks a lot smaller.
Hanover with the shift to the right side of the infield, and that pitch down low for a ball. 3-0 the count.
I'm telling you, in other games, those are 3 strikes.
Brandcamp on deck. Hanover has got 3 men to the right of second base. And the pitch to the plate, that's a fastball right down the heart. And the count now 3-1. Playing even with the bag on the left side of the infield is Brackett. We'll match up the defense here in a second.
Jake can bunt for a hit if they play back.
And that pitch swung on and lined into center field for a base hit. Right over the shortstop's head, playing just to the right of second base. So Lawson leads off the first inning with the first hit of the ball game. And it brings up Matt Brandcamp. Defensively for Hanover, Radebush is in left, Littlefield in center, Vidor in right, Brackett at third, Christie at short, Sherman at second, Porta at first, Burton behind the plate, and Pope, the right-hander, on the mound. Nice solid base hit up the middle for Lawson.
Jake's been swinging well.
He's 3 for 3 in stolen bases, throw over to first base, and he's back in time.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. At this point, I thought he'd have, anywhere from 8 to 10 stolen bases. The opportunities maybe haven't presented themselves, but he's a good base runner. And
Brandcamp, right-handed batter. He squares the bunt, takes that one down low. 1-0 the count. Brandcamp on the year. No homers, 9 RBIs out of that second spot in the order. Right-handed batter.
Matt struggled a little bit lately, but he's catching every inning of every game. That's got to wear on.
Oh, yeah. And the 1-0 pitch, that pitch is taken inside for a ball.
I mean, the pitcher's looking in the dugout like, what do I got to do? It's a tight zone. It's a tight zone.
It really is.
Yeah. But again, like I said, some games
you've got to adjust to it.
You do. It's so we're probably going to be here a while.
Working out of the stretch is Pope. Getting the lead off first base is Lawson. He holds, squaring to bunt at Brandcamp, takes that one down low, ball 3. 3-0 the count with Pat Murray on deck.
Get a chance to get a couple guys on. I would think Patrick on deck. If it's first and second, he'll probably push bunt, and with Tyrell on deck after that.
3-0 the pitch, squaring to bunt again, but taking down Main Street is Brandcamp for a strike. 3-1 the count.
Now, just like in Hanover, this is a good pitch to do something. Matt handles the bat pretty well. If it's a ball, he takes it. If it's a strike, he's swinging, get the runner in motion. I'd like to kind of see us. It's tough to just sit and wait. Let's see what happens here.
Littlefield in center, playing over to the left side, throw to first base, back in time.
Yeah, Hanover thinks the same thing.
Is Lawson. 3-1 the count. Coaching at third is Jeff Newman for the Lions, head coach. Coming set is Pope. Runner holds, pitches upstairs, ball 4. So a single and a walk. First walk given up on the evening by Pope. And it brings up Pat Murray, hitting .309, leading the team in the batting average. Left-handed hitter, and that's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. And it's going to bring the entire infield out to the mound to talk to the pitcher, Justin Pope.
He may want the umpire to come get him, and then he's going to say, where are those pitches at? But again, he was squeezing Steven a little bit. And I'm not saying they're not, they could be legitimate balls, but just what I'm used to seeing, you usually don't get it this tight.
Well, the home plate umpire, if that was his intent, he didn't take the bait.
Okay, there's their first visit. He mentions up to the press box.
So, a single and a walk. Lawson now at second base. Brandcamp at first. Nobody down here in the first inning. Hanover threatened in the first, didn't score, but now it's up to the Lions. Pat Murray, the DH, hitting .309, left-handed hitter.
Yeah, I would expect a drag bunt here.
And that he squares, and that pitch is taken upstairs for a ball.
It looks like if he pushes it to third, it's going to be bases loaded because the third baseman's not reading. He's just staying back and expecting the pitcher to cover the third base side. So if he makes a good bunt, it should be bases loaded.
Brackett even with the bag at third, and coming in Porta at first base to field it, and that pitch is a curveball that's outside. 2-0. On deck is Terrell Anderson.
A couple weeks ago here, Tyrell hit a big grand slam. Maybe we'll see it again.
Murray, left-handed batter, deep in the batter's box, but up close to the plate. Runners at first and second, nobody down. Pitch, Murray squares and takes that pitch at the letters for a called strike. Murray looks back at the home plate umpire and says, that hasn't been a strike for the first two hitters. What are you talking about? 2-1. Infield in the middle at short and second, back at double play depth, and at the corners. Now really coming in is Porta. Murray squares, bunts it to third base. Good call. Coming in is the third baseman. Brackett throws to first, not in time. He beat it out. Boy, Brackett did all he could do to come in and get that, but it was just a perfect bunt, hung on the turf here at UC Health Stadium, right on the line, and it is a base hit, second hit of the inning for the Lions, so they've got the bases loaded, and Terrell Anderson up.
Right guy at the plate. Here's a chance for us to get on top.
Anderson, 290 batting average, 1 home run on the year, 25 RBIs, big right-handed hitter, and Pope comes set with the bases loaded, and that pitch down low for a ball. You surprised right now they're playing in at the corners defensively, Hanover is, Chuck, but back at double play depth.
Very surprised. First inning, to me, I'm playing back, stop the big inning. 9-inning ball game, you're going to score some runs. This is me, I wouldn't be doing it.
Lawson at third. That pitch swung on and grounded to short. Coming in is Christie. Throws to second for one. On the way to first. Double play, but a run scores, and the Lions take the lead at 1-0.
That was worst case scenario, but we did get on the board, so maybe Josh can get a big 2-out hit here.
So 6-4-3 double play brings home Lawson. Brankamp moves over to third base. And it brings up Joshua Higgins. Higgins batting 185, the center fielder, right-hander. He is deep on the back line of the batter's box. So Pope, trying to pitch out of a jam, has given up 1 run, and that pitch swung on and fouled back up against the screen. 0-1. One nothing Lions on top of it. 26th RBI of the season. It's no RBI.
Correct.
Double play, and that pitch is down low.
Ooh.
But a called strike. 1-1 the count. That pitch swung on, fly ball out into short left field. Coming in is Raudebusch, and he grabs it for the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning for the Lions, they get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 man on. We've played 1 complete. Your score is now the Mount 1, Hanover 0.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
Social media has exploded over the years. The way we interact, receive news, and comment with everything has changed in this decade, and Twitter is where people usually discover what's happening. This is Dave Mitchell. With over 500 million tweets being sent each day, hundreds of millions of people are exploring links, articles, retweets, trends, and moments to find out what's new. Businesses strengthen their brands, friends promote themselves, and some just want more followers and likes. I just want to hear from you. Before, during, or after, send me your comments about the game to my Twitter, OHBB Co-host. That's OHBBCOHOST. I hope to hear from you soon. That's OHBB Co-host. Well, both pitchers run into a jam in the first inning. Both pitchers pitch out of it, but the Lions came up with 1 run in the inning, and they lead it 1-0 heading into the top of the second. Jake Brackett, Raudebusch, and Cole Sherman will be the scheduled 3 in the batting order for Grant Bellock's Hanover Panthers.
It's amazing when things are going well. That's probably a double in the gap. When things are going bad, you ground into the double play. It's just, that's baseball.
In the softball game up at Bluffton, Mount St. Joseph leads it now in the bottom of the 3rd, 4-3, behind Cameron McCool. They won the first game 14-2. 1-0 Lions on top of it as we head here to the second inning from Florence, Kentucky. That pitch swung on and top to third base. Coming in is Owen, throws it across, and Anderson couldn't keep his foot on the bag as Owen threw it wide to first base. Anderson made a nice play just to catch the ball, but he couldn't keep his foot on the bag, and on via the error will be Brackett. First error of the ball game, I would assume. And
that's the stuff that's been killing the Lions. Routine plays, and we just.
And Jeff Newman is coming out and asking the first base umpire if he would check with the home plate umpire to make sure that Anderson did come off the bag. And first base umpire signaled to him, Ron Arnsparger, that he was off by about a foot.
Yeah, it seemed like it live.
So that'll bring up Eric Rodebush. Rodebush hitting .262, the left fielder, left-handed batter. Hanover's uniforms look like the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, there is a resemblance.
Rodebush takes that pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. He's way up close on the plate. Jimenez's game plan so far tonight has been to throw inside to everybody, and that one he went outside to lead off. Rodebush getting the lead off first base is Brackett. And that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1.
Well, hopefully, even...
I still got you.
Okay. Even though he's got a high leg kick, but maybe throwing the guy out at the beginning, slowing Hanover down a little bit.
Jimenez, the 1-1, and that's off the outside corner fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Cole Sherman is on deck, and then Matt Vidor is in the hole for the Panthers. 1-0 Lions on top of it. Getting the lead on first is Brackett. Holding him close there is Anderson. To the belt, Jimenez, and the pitch swung on and missed. Nice fastball. 1-1 the count. 2-2 the count, excuse me.
Yeah, unfortunately, the scoreboard's not, the balls and strikes aren't working here. And
yeah.
The umpire doesn't always flip up the count. He's doing a little bit more since the scoreboard isn't working, but...
2-2 the count. Brackett getting the lead off first. He's got a good lead, and now holds there. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch on the outside corner for a swinging strikeout.
Beautiful changeup.
Second strikeout of the ball game for Jimenez, and it brings up Cole Sherman. Sherman hitting .234 on the season, the second baseman, right-handed batter. Sherman with 1 home run, 16 RBIs. Brackett still at first base, throw over to first base and back in time is Brackett. 1 away here in the top of the second.
How about a little 6-4-3?
Outfield playing straight away. Jimenez comes to the belt. And the pitch to the plate swung on and grounded to second. Going over is Mustard, throws a second, and he will just hold it there. Lawson, as they got the front runner, and there are 2 down. I was about ready to say, how about a little 4-6-3?
Almost.
Brackett is eliminated at 4-6.
Good play by Ian. He had to go to his left and spin back and get the lead runner.
So Sherman is on via the fielder's choice. 2 down, and it brings up Matt Vidor. Vidor hitting .286 on the season. He's got no home runs, no RBIs. And matter of fact, this will be just his 36th at bat of the year in the 24 games. Throw over to first base, back in time is Sherman.
I would anticipate Hanover trying to get this guy to second base with 2 outs at some point during this count. This is bad.
Vidor, right-handed batter, top of the order, and Porta is up next. Jimenez comes to the belt, peers over to first base. Sherman getting a good lead. He's going to hold, and that pitch swung on. Fly ball center field. Going back is Higgins. He's got a beat on it, and he's got it for the 3rd out of the inning. So Hanover threatens but does not score. We've played an inning and a half from UC Health Stadium. Your score, it's still the Mount 1 and Hanover nothing.
I wanted to grow my leadership skills, but with work and a busy life, how could I fit it all in? Then I learned Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's program in organizational leadership. For about one Saturday a month, I studied and refined my leadership skills alongside working professionals and top-notch professors. I'm now the leader I set out to be. The Mount's organizational leadership program helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Well, back here at UC Health Stadium, where it is 1-0. Hanover has threatened in both innings, but did not score, and back out for his second inning of pitching is Justin Pope.
Yeah, Steven settled down that inning. It was a really good inning. A lot of strikes, quick at bats. Good inning for him.
School sport.
1-0 Mount on top of it, and coming up for the Lions will be Owen, Mustard, and Baker. Owen, the third baseman, hitting .238 on the season, and he has got no homers, 8 RBIs on the year.
Carter came from Cincinnati Christian when they unfortunately had to shut down their program last year, a couple years ago.
He's a junior out of Tennessee. So Owen, the third baseman, will lead it off for the Lions, right-handed batter.
The crazy thing about this year, and even the next 3-4 years, is you don't really know what class, because if they're going to take that extra year or not.
Yeah. And Owen takes the first pitch over the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Owen. And into the motion is Pope, and that pitch is down low for a ball. 1-1 the count. Infield playing even with the bag at third and deep at the other three positions. That pitch curveball that hung upstairs just never broke down. 2-1 the count. Well, the tournament's going to be a little bit different this year, Chuck, because of COVID. 2-1 pitch. That pitch swung on a foul. Back up against the screen, 2-2.
Yeah, looking at it, depending on where we finish, we've played 4 teams 5 times. If we matched up with them in the first round and played 3 games, we could play somebody 8 times in 1 year. That's crazy.
I kind of like it, though. I mean, the first round being playing 10, that pitch is upstairs to Owen. 3-1.
Well, it gives everybody a shot.
Yep.
But boy, that's a lot of games against one team. And, is it really fair a 10 gets to play a 1? What if they get hot and knock them off? But I guess that's the way it's set up this year. So
that's what my dad used to say about the playoff system in Major League Baseball. You play all year, 162 to prove you're the best team in the league, and then you got to reprove it.
Yep. I'm kind of on your dad's side on that
Frank
one.
Robinson said that.
Well, I'm
that
on Frank's side.
Inside ball 4. So Owen leads off the inning with a walk.
I've always been kind of a regular season guy that should mean something, not just everybody comes to the party. But I'm probably in the minority with most people now.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about them going to a wild card team, but it's proven to be okay, I guess.
Yeah. I don't mind the 2 wild cards playing each other with an opportunity.
Mustard squares. He's going to bunt it right out in front of the plate. Picking it up as Pope. He'll throw to first in time, and the sacrifice is complete as Owen moves down to second base.
Looks like the Lions are just kind of playing for a run each inning, and you score 9 runs, that'll probably win. But now you got 2 shots to get him in.
Bottom of the order, number 8 and 9, Ethan Baker, left-handed hitter, right fielder, hitting 159 on the year. Baker, 7 RBIs on the season.
Ethan showed some promise last year as a freshman in the limited games that they had, and I'm surprised he struggled as much as he had.
And he swings and misses, the left-handed hitter, at that fastball offering. 0-1 the count. He's out of Independence, Kentucky. Left-handed batter, but Hanover pretty much playing him straight up on the infield, but the second baseman is back deep. Sherman on the outfield grass. That pitch swung on, fly ball center field. Coming in is Littlefield. Tagging up at second base is Owen, but he's going to hold right there as Littlefield grabs it. 2 away, and it brings up Colby King.
The last time we were over at Hanover, they shifted quite a bit, especially with our left-handed hitters.
King hitting 162, the left fielder. Just 2 RBIs on the season. Jeff Newman going deep on his bench in this one, and just a chance to take a look at some kids, Chuck.
Yeah, unfortunate.
With the injuries.
Yeah, with the injuries that have happened. And
Pope comes set. He squares the bunt, bunts it out in front of the plate. Good bunt. Grabbing it from behind the plate is Burton. Fires a baby to first base in time, and that will end the inning. King tries to bunt himself on, but can't do it. In the inning for the Lions, no runs. They pick up no hits. They leave 1 man on and no Hanover errors. We've played 2 complete. It's 1-0 Mount. So get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
1-0 as we head into the top of the 3rd inning. And Steven Jimenez, who had a rough first inning, then settled down in the 2nd inning, will be right back to the top of the order against Porta, Littlefield, and Burton for Hanover.
Getting back to the last play, the last inning, Colby bunting for a hit. Man on second, you typically want to try to drive him in. If you are going to bunt for a hit, you can't bunt it to the pitcher. We always used to say perfect or foul. And, boy, it's just a tough way to leave a guy out there.
Jimenez, the first pitch swung on and lined into center field for a base hit. So Porta is on at first base. He walked the first time, and now he's got his first base hit of the ball game. And that's the first hit of the ball game for Hanover against Jimenez. 2nd time through in the batting order, and it brings up Littlefield. He walked his first time up. Porta was thrown out trying to steal after he led off the ball game with a walk. And he's getting a good lead off of first base. Jimenez comes set, playing in at third is Owen. And the pitch swung on and grounded in the hole and into right field for a base hit by Littlefield, rounding second and going to third. Cut off, throw to third base. Not in time to get Littlefield, but he swung off the bag, and putting the tag on him is Owen for the out. Slid right off the bag and tagged the runner. That'll be 8-6-5 on the out at third base, and Littlefield with a base hit to center right field.
Yeah, on turf sometimes if you're not used to it, you slide late, and on dirt you're okay, but on turf you'll slide right off. So big break for the Lions.
So there's one down, and it brings up Burton. Getting the lead off first base of Littlefield. There he goes. Curveball hangs inside. Throw it down to second. It'll bounce in front of the bag, and making a nice play is Mustard at second base to hold it to the infield. So the stolen base goes to Littlefield.
Again, another good jump, and with the high leg kick, Matt's got no shot.
Burton, 1-0 the count. Comes set. Looks things over. Appears back at the runner at second, Littlefield, and the pitch to Burton, curveball on the outside corner. But that broke nicely, and the count now is 1-1. Littlefield with his 6th stolen base in 6 attempts. Now at second base, and the pitch to Burton, the 1-1. Jimenez throws that one up and in, and that one just grazed the left shoulder of Burton as he turned away, so he's hit by the pitch. First hit batter. And that'll bring up to the plate the cleanup hitter, Carter Farnsley. Jimenez, that's the second man that he has hit this season. So runners now at first and second. One down, and Farnsley, who struck out his last time up, is up to the plate. Farnsley came in hitting .319. And Jimenez comes set in a 1-0 game. That pitch is down low. Nice stop by Brandkamp. 1-0 the count.
Matt was thrown into a tough situation this year, and he's catching basically every inning of every game. He's done a nice job.
Farnsley, 1 homer, 17 RBIs on the season. On deck is Christie, 1 down here in the inning on a nice defensive play by the Lions. That pitch swung on, lined out into left field. That's going to go over the head of King and up against the fence. He dropped the ball, almost caught it, and coming home to score on the play is Littlefield, and going into third base is Burton. I thought that thing was right up against the wall, Chuck, but
he actually could have caught the ball. He did a 360 and lost it a little bit, and he got his glove on it. But yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was definitely over his head, and it was kind of almost like it had a lot of topspin on it. Could have been caught. Would have been a good catch, but could have been caught.
Yeah, a double by Farnsley. He's in at second base. Holding at third is Burton, so runners at second and third. Hanover ties the ball game up at 1 apiece. Here in the third inning, still 1 down, and it brings up Alex Christie. Christie, first at bat, bounced out to third, then the first inning. And with runners at second and third, Brandkamp low and outside, and he made a nice backhanded stop to keep that one from going wild, 1-0.
This is where we need a little damage control. You know, they can get one, just stop the big inning. You know, you give them ones here and there, but you don't want to see crooked numbers up there.
Jimenez had a tough first inning, relatively easy second inning, and now he's run into trouble second time through the batting orders. They are hammering him in this third. Tied up at 1. That pitch swung on and missed. Boy, Christie was going for the downs on that swing. 1-1.
It's a good fastball in a good spot, outside corner.
That might have been his best fastball of the night.
Yeah, it may well have been.
Runners at second and third. Burton at third. Farnsley at second. That pitch called strike over the outside corner.
Beautiful
fastball.
Pitch. Yeah, unfortunately, the radar gun's too far away for us to see, but he's getting it up there pretty good.
Yep, 1-2 the count.
Needs a strikeout here.
Up in Bluffton, the softball team leads 7-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. They won the first game 14-2. That pitch curveball swung on line down the left field line, and it will be fair into the corner. 2 runs will score, and going into second base with a double is Alex Christie, and Hanover has taken a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, he hung a curveball there. He got ahead with 2 really good fastballs, and you know, I'm sure he didn't mean to hang it. And good hitters, you know, they take advantage of that.
So Burton and Farnsley come home to score 3 runs here in the inning for Hanover, and they have regained the lead at 3-1, and it brings to the plate Jake Brackett. Brackett reached on an error and then was cut down on a fielder's choice. Still 1 down in the inning, but the runner at second is Christie. 3-1, Hanover's taking the lead. And the pitch to the plate swung on, fly ball out into the left field corner, and coming in over the left-hand side is King, and he grabs it for the second out of the inning. Holding at second is Christie.
They put a pretty good swing on that one, too.
Yeah, when that went off the bat, it looked like it was going to go up the gap into left center field, but that time King, who's made a couple of nice plays out in left field, that first one that was hit over his head, I didn't think he had any chance of getting, but he caught up to it, and that one he caught up to also. Radebush is coming up to the plate, 2 down. He struck out his first time up. Runner still at second base is Christie. 3-1 Hanover lead, and that pitch is down low and outside for a ball.
As we mentioned before, injuries have really hurt the Lions. Their starting center fielders out, and their starting left fielders DHing.
Got to take that next man up mentality.
Yep. No other choice.
Yeah. 3-1. Hanover scored 3 runs in this inning to take the lead. And the 1-0 pitch to Rodebush, high and outside for a ball, 2-0. Cole Sherman is on deck. Our next broadcast game is coming up this Sunday with Manchester. That's going to be at Hamilton at Foundation Field. And that pitch swung on and grounded just wide of the bag at third and foul. And the count's 2-1.
The Lions had 2 of their good wins at Manchester earlier in the year. 2 good wins on the road. I think that's only 2 road wins, actually. But good ball games. They played well. And but Manchester's a good club. They've turned it around since then. It was early in the season, and they're playing good baseball.
Manchester with a record of 9-14 heading into action this afternoon. And the pitch to Rodebush, the 2-1, low and outside again. A nice stop by Brandkamp. 3-1.
I think after we beat Manchester, they were like 1-6 or 7. So since then, they've turned it around a little bit.
Franklin on top of the conference with a 13-5 record, only because they've got the better winning percentage at 722. Transylvania in second at 16-7.
Well, I don't know if the league, the way they do the standings right now, but
pitch to the plate, that's low and outside for a ball, and walked him.
They will do, instead of percentage, it will be games back, just like the major leagues. So, I guess for right now they're doing percentage, but at the end of the year when they figure that out, because obviously everyone will not play 40 games. I know Franklin and Rose that were supposed to play 5 times are not playing due to some COVID issues that both schools couldn't agree on. And so no one will get 40 games, and some will get, close to it. Others, the max they're going to get is 35.
Fourth walk of the night by Jimenez, and that brings up to the plate Sherman, and he takes that pitch inside for a ball. As it looks like Chuck now has lost the plate again.
His body language isn't very good out there now either. Get out of this, and 3-1's not bad.
Yep.
Just got to stop the bleeding. Make a pitch.
And the 1-0 with runners at first and second, and it's a called strike over the inside corner, 1-1. Sherman reached on a fielder's choice his last time. Christie is at second, Rodebush at first base. Jimenez comes set, pitch to the plate. There's a called strike.
There's that inside
1-2
corner again. Boy, that was a good spot. He couldn't pull the trigger on that. That was good.
The home plate umpire has been fairly consistent on the inside part of the plate.
Again, I think he's doing a good job. It's just I'm not used to this kind of strike zone. Usually, like I said, it's a huge. It's bigger than the 17-inch plate. I can tell you from me going around the league.
1-2 the pitch with 2 outs here in the third. Swung on and missed.
Okay.
Strike 3. So Jimenez battles out of it. That's his second strike out of the ball game. But for the Panthers in the inning, they pick up 3 runs on 4 base hits, and they leave 2 men on base, no errors for the Lions. As we head to the bottom of the third, it's Hanover 3 and Mount St. Joseph 1.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students. Like when you need a textbook, students can order books exclusively online that they can pick up at the Roar Store through our new eCampus site. eCampus includes 2 different shipping options. Free online shipping to Textbook Delivery Hub, located in the Roar Store, or delivered to your off-campus residence. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center. 3-1 as we head to the bottom half of the third inning for the Lions. They'll have the top of the order coming up to the plate. Jake Lawson, Matt Brandkamp, and Pat Murray. In between innings, I guess we've got some requests. put up the ball strike count.
Yeah, unfortunately,
some of the fans.
The scoreboard is not working with the balls and strikes, and I know Florence has tried really hard to get this corrected, and I think they're going to end up getting a new scoreboard. This has been going on for years, so I think it's time.
You'd think somebody would be able to figure it out by now.
Yeah, they said they've had multiple people come out, and for whatever reason, they just can't get it working. So
Bluetooth. That's what does Bluetooth. Lawson leading it off, and again, Hanover goes to the shift to the right side. That pitch taken inside for a ball. Nice stop by Burton behind the plate, 1-0.
Jake's been swinging the bat real well.
Led off the ball game for the Lions with a base hit and came around to score the only run of the ball game for Mount. Left-handed batter. That pitch swung on, fouled back over the third base dugout, not a play.
Jake's a transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne, and last year he was a true freshman and decided to transfer in, and boy, we're lucky to have him. He's been really good for us.
Used to know the basketball coach there at Purdue Fort Wayne. Nobody cares, but I'm just saying. 1-1 is outside for a ball, 2-1 to count.
You know, Jake's a natural second baseman. He's playing shortstop. He's doing a really nice job for us.
Giants beat the Reds this afternoon 3-0 behind Johnny Cueto. That pitch taken at the knees for a strike to Lawson. Count evens up at 2-2. Guess who the Reds play next?
Oh, that's right. The Battle of Ohio.
That's right. My Indians come to town this weekend. I'm going to try to get the game on Saturday. And that pitch swung on and missed by Jake. Went for a curveball down low, called for a strike 3.
Good pitch. Really nice pitch. Took a lot off of it. And sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you.
First strike out of the ball game given up by Justin Pope. And it brings up Matt Brandkamp with one down. Brandkamp walked his first time up. Right-handed batter, the catcher, hitting .231 on the year. Pope rocks into the motion. Now the infield plays straight away, and that pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. 0-1 the count. And that pitch swung on and grounded foul over near the third base dugout. 0-2. Pope has really picked up the pace as far as him being on the mound.
Yeah, again, we had him on the ropes, bases loaded, no outs, and to his credit, he induced a ground ball double play, and as we always say, damage control. We only got one out of it, where it could have been a huge inning.
And the 0-2 pitch from the senior, swung on, fly ball, center field, almost in his tracks as Littlefield. Now moves to his right a couple of steps and grabs it for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and it brings up Pat Murray, who reached on a bunt single his first time up, left-handed hitter. He's the DH this afternoon.
Yeah, he's had some injuries of his own, and unfortunately his brother's out right now, and it doesn't look so good for his brother for the rest of the year, but we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed, maybe get back in the lineup towards the end of the season.
Now, do they have the extra year coming back?
They do.
Pitch down low, but a called strike at the knees, 0-1.
He didn't like that call. He thought it was low.
Anderson is on deck. 2 men up, 2 men down here in the inning. Bottom of the third, it's 3-1 Hanover. And the 0-1 to Murray is down low, 1-1. I mean, I agree with the NCAA did by adding that extra year for COVID athletes. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and tapped out in front of the plate. Coming in is Pope. He'll grab it and throw to first base high, but coming down with it is Porta while he's on the bag, and that's the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Mount. We head to the fourth. It's still 3-1 Hanover. Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
As we head to the fourth inning, Hanover with a 3-1 lead, and joining me now is Blake Watson, Sports Information Director here at the Mount, and my co-host on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday at 7 on Ultimate Sports Talk. Blake, the Indians and the Reds this weekend.
It's going to be a big one, Dave. Reds dropped the top one tonight down in San Francisco. I know we talked Monday. It's really difficult to play on the West Coast for these East Coast teams, so not a terrible road trip for the Reds, but I'm excited to see what they do against the Indians this weekend.
Well, my Indians play Chicago tonight, and then they got a getaway game tomorrow afternoon in Chicago, coming right in here to Cincinnati.
Despite it being, the Reds are off tomorrow, so that helps, but despite it being a win for the Giants, it was nice to see Cueto kind of pitch real well today.
Oh, yeah. And listening to the Reds announcers, they said he was having fun out there.
Oh, absolutely. You can imagine it'd have to be.
Vidor leading it off for Hanover, takes that first pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-0. Then Porta, who's the leadoff man in Littlefield. They got things going in the last inning as Hanover scored 3 to take a 3-1 lead. Jimenez swing and miss by Vidor on a nice fastball, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be, if you're the Lions coach, Austin Wood be the pitching coach, you got to be pretty pleased with how Jimenez has thrown the ball so far today.
Rocks into the motion, and the 1-1 swung on and grounded to short. Coming in is Lawson, grabs it on the bounce, throw across in time.
It's a fantastic play by Jake. Jake's really a second baseman. Forced into duty over there at short because we just don't have one on the roster right now. Does a really good job kind of doing yeoman's work over there for us.
Porter, the first baseman, has walked and singled, so he is 1 for 1 in the ball game. Jimenez wants a new baseball. With one down here in the fourth inning of play. Well, you can't ask for a better night for baseball unless it was maybe 10 degrees hotter.
Yeah, this is perfect, man. With the all-turf ball field, it's a great place to play a game.
And that pitch swung on, fly ball popped up into short center. Lawson going back, coming in is Hagens, and Hagens is going to grab it on the run for the second out of the inning. Boy, he had to run a long way to get that one, but came down with it for 2 outs.
Yeah, Josh has been primarily a right fielder thus far this season, taking the spot of an injured Ryan Murray out there. So that's a really good catch. He made a long way to get that ball.
Littlefield, who has singled and walked, came around to score with a stolen base. He is the batter now with 2 outs in the inning. 3-1 Hanover here in the fourth, and that pitch is a curveball over the outside corner. Blake, the shadows are starting to move in between home plate and the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, I haven't played enough games in a stadium like this to know how much it matters, but you always see it on the big league games.
1-1 the count now as that pitch was outside.
Where they talk about how important that is, and the ball leaves the sun and enters the shadow, how hard it is to pick up spin and things.
And the 1-1 swung on and missed by Littlefield. He went fishing for that off-speed pitch. 1-2.
Another good sign, I heard you and Chuck talking about earlier in the game that, the strike zone's a little tight. And
yep.
Jimenez has had command issues early in the season, so dealing with this tight strike zone's helped for sure.
Down low and outside. Count evens up at 2-2.
He's equated himself well with what I think's been a pretty well-called game behind the plate. Consistent anyway.
Absolutely consistent. The strike zone to start out might have been a little tight. That pitch outside and low. And the count now 3-2. Jimenez in the ball game. 57 pitches, 30 of them strikes, so he's almost 50-50. 2 down, and the payoff pitch to the plate is low and outside for a ball. He walked him.
That'll always be a little bit of an issue for Steven. Trying to find a way to get deeper into ball games. Just got to become more pitch efficient, man. When he's competitive in the zone, as we've seen, he's really tough to hit. Probably should have been out of last inning, maybe only giving up 1. got a fly ball to Carter in left field, or not Carter, Colby in left field. Tough play.
Littlefield at first base. He stole second his last time, and now the throw to first base is Jimenez wants to keep him close. Back in time. Burton the batter.
Outside of that play in left field, it's been a pretty clean game by the Lions defensively, and typically, we've got some guys playing out of position out there. It's been a little bit of a struggle defensively. So to see him play this well is pretty exciting for the rest of the season.
Littlefield at first. He's holding, and the pitch to the plate is low and inside. Nice stop by Brandkamp.
Yeah, really good job down there by Brandkamp. Jimenez overspun that breaking ball, bounced it a little bit. It's always nice, though, when you have enough faith in your catcher to be able to bounce that ball, and hopefully you get a guy to fish.
Burton has walked, got hit by a pitch his last time up. It came around to score. 1-1 the count. Check out 1-0, I'm sorry. To the belt is Jimenez. Throw to first base. Back with a head first dive is Littlefield. Somebody out there playing basketball.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's bouncing a basketball directly beneath our crowd mic down there.
1-0 the count. Jimenez peers in. Littlefield holds. That pitch swung on. Fly ball. Center field. Higgins is coming in, going back to second baseman Mustard. It's going to drop in between all three of them. Rounding second, going into third base is Littlefield. Nobody's at second base, so Burton skips into second base with a bloop double.
That has to be called a double. It's another one of those balls. It's got to be caught. Hit it into no man's land. It's a really tough play, but someone has got to find a way to catch balls like that. When you saw off a guy and get him to hit a 110-foot fly ball, it has to be an out. It just does.
So runners at second and third, still 2 outs. Jimenez disposed of the first 2 hitters fairly easily, and now he's run into problems with a walk and a double, and it brings up Farnsley, who had a double his last time up, struck out the first time, so he is 1 for 2. Infield playing back, looking to get the run, the out at first base, and the 2-out pitch to the plate, a curveball over the heart of the plate for a strike.
The other thing is, as a young freshman in this game, he's definitely hanging that curveball. He's asking for that thing to get tattooed into left field. But if he gets a little more bite on that, a little more downward depth, it'll be a much better pitch.
We're in the 4th inning, 3-1 Hanover. That pitch swung on and grounded wide of the third base coach's box and foul.
In reality, Steven, at this point in his career, that pitch should almost be in the dirt. Most of the time he throws it because it's a very hittable pitch. It's almost that cement mixer that you hear a lot about. Because his fastball is really tough to hit for guys at this level.
0-2 the count. Runners at second and third, 2 down, and that pitch swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt, strike 3.
Fantastic change up there by Steven to end the inning.
Jimenez gets out of it in the inning. Just 1 hit for Hanover, no runs scored. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 Panthers on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Changing lives is what great teachers do. And as I saw more students struggling to read, I looked to Mount St. Joseph University for help. The Mount is a national leader in reading science with highly effective research-based methods. Their faculty equipped me to teach students with a range of learning differences, and I was able to make an immediate impact in the classroom. The Mount's fully online reading science program helped me climb higher in my career, but more importantly, is improving the lives of my students. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/read.
They say that great teams are built on teamwork, unity, and camaraderie. They say that great teams succeed when everyone's voice is heard, when everyone's included. We laugh together, we build together, we lift each other up. They say it takes a lot of hard work to be a great team. So we say, let's get to it.
It is 3-1 Hanover leading it here at UC Health Stadium. I'm Dave Mitchell with Blake Watson, Chuck Murray alongside also. And up in Bluffton, it is 7-3 in softball action with the Lions leading it as they head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, good to see the girls bounce back up there. took the first game 14-2, got down 3-0 in the first of this game, and then came back to, looks like probably get the win here.
Terrell Anderson is coming up to the plate. Anderson, excuse me, go ahead.
You're good. Tyrell, man, I don't know how much Chuck's talked about this. This kid is probably pound for pound one of the greatest human beings on our campus. He has always got a smile on his face. Love to see him succeed on the field, in the classroom. He's just such a great kid.
3-1 Hanover, and Pope rocks into the motion. The first pitch to Anderson, is down low for a ball.
I didn't miss by much. He's been a little tight still on that low strike, but other than that, he's been pretty consistent.
Anderson, Higgins, and then Owen, and the 1-0 swung in and grounded through the hole and into left field for a base hit for Anderson.
Tyrell, the first couple years of his career, even being 6'4", 6'5", 230 pounds, big athletic kid, he never really swung real hard. He's made a concerted effort to try to, what they keep saying about Joey Votto with the Reds, do damage with his swings. He's swinging the bat hard and making good, solid contact.
Third hit of the game for the Mount. Down 3-1 here in the fourth inning, but Anderson getting a good lead at first base, and it brings up Joshua Higgins. Higgins flied to left, and now he hits a high pop-up towards second base. Sherman, the second baseman, will grab it for the first out of the inning.
A good pitch, just got beat up in the zone there, couldn't get to the top of it. Probably a ball if he leaves it alone above his belt, but we all know how hard that pitch is to lay off of. So pass the baton back to Carter here, who also has been swinging a pretty good bat.
He walked his first time up. Owen, right-handed batter, third baseman, one down. Anderson at first base. He holds, and that pitch is a curveball down low.
That breaking pitch was nice. That had a lot of tight break to it. Broke late, just missed out of the zone, down and away.
Yeah, you talked about a breaking down low. That's what you want to see out of Jimenez. That pitch is a curveball, catches the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, I don't think that's a strike, but he has consistently called it a strike the entire game. I think that if that's a fastball, it's definitely a strike. As a breaking ball, it's got to come around it. I mean, for where it's ending up, there's no way it crosses the point of the plate.
1-1, backing away from that inside fastball is 0-2-1. Ian Mustard is on deck. Lions getting to the bottom part of the batting order where 3 of the 5 men that they've got in the bottom part. Anderson getting a big leader, hitting under 200. That pitch is a curveball, caught the inside corner again, and the count is 2-2.
Yeah, that didn't have as much break to it, so I think that one definitely caught the inside corner. Yeah, you got to find a way to get some production out of the bottom of this lineup, whether it's a bunt. Productive outs are really important if you can get guys, move guys over. Then you never know how they're going to score.
That pitch swung on, fly ball right field over into the foul territory. Coming in and diving for it is Vitor, and can't catch up to it in foul territory. It'll just go as a long strike.
Fantastic effort out there by Vitor.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd have a chance in heck to get to that ball, and he got there. He was a foot or two short.
So the count stays 2-2. Pope on the afternoon. 44 pitches, 26 strikes. 2-2 the count. There goes Anderson, and the pitch swung on and fouled straight back. Oh man, Anderson had a gigantic lead. Pope wasn't even looking at him, and he took off. And Owen swung and fouled it back. He had that base stolen, Blake.
He had it more than stolen. Pope probably should have stepped off, and he was dead to rights. Tyrell got out of there a little too early there. He got away with it. Pope still came to the plate, but
I'm not sure if that was a hit and run or not, but Anderson's still getting a big lead at first base. Pope now is going to step off the back of the rubber.
Tyrell is athletic for his size, but he is not what you would call fleet of foot. So
no.
Him to go out there and try to steal a bag here, he's shortened up a little bit. No, he's still getting aggressive.
Still getting a good lead at first base. Throw to first base, back with a head first dive is Anderson. He's 0 for 1 in stolen bases this year, so he's only tried it once, but
he definitely was going to be 1 for 1 if Carter doesn't swing at that pitch. It's pretty exciting. The dugout's getting after because he's drawing throws.
3-1. He's holding. That pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Coming in the shortstop, Christie. He's going to call for it, but between second and the mound, and he dropped it. And he's going to throw to second base and get Anderson out at second base. Anderson had to go back to the bag.
That's not a good play there. They got lucky that there was a runner on first base. It's just in a bad spot for Tyrell. There's nothing he can do with that.
Well, that'll go as a fielder's choice, I would think, wouldn't you?
Yes.
They got it out on the play, so you really can't call it an error.
You can't. It should be for sure. I know that, I've talked to a couple coaches around the league. They're pretty high on this freshman shortstop, Christie, for Hanover. I think the kid's got a chance to be pretty good in this league.
Throw to first base, back in time with a head first dive is Owen. Mustard is the batter. Owen getting a short lead off of first base. He's holding, and that pitch is upstairs for a ball. 1-0 the count. Baker is on deck. Inning started out with a base hit from Anderson, but now he's been erased, and on at first base is Owen. Mustard, second baseman, hitting .219 on the year. And that pitch swung on and missed on an off-speed pitch, 1-2.
That breaking ball definitely hung. Ian got beat by it on his hands, but that thing hung. He had a chance to hit that pretty well. Ian's also been swinging the bat pretty good. Even though he's only hitting .211, he's been kind of the guy at the bottom of this order that's been starting to pick it up.
Swung on and missed. Strike 2 to Mustard. Now the count goes 1-2.
Seems like he's fallen out a little bit on his swing, pulling his head. Bailing out, trying to pull that inside breaking ball instead of staying down and through the baseball.
Owen getting the lead at first. Hasn't shown any indications of going. Coming to the set is Pope. He's holding that pitch. Curveball swung on him at strike 3. So for the Lions in the inning, they get no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 man on as we head to the 5th. It's Hanover 3 and the Mount 1. Stay up to date with all your sports information on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Mount St. Joseph University and Roger Bacon High School sports. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night at 9 during the baseball season. Minute-by-minute scores, opinion articles, stories from the pros, college, and high school levels, including the WWE, MMA, and UFC. Increase your workout level and tickets to any sporting event, all in one spot. Check out UltimateSportsTalk.com every day for your sports fix.
Teaching is my calling. So when I needed to renew my license, I chose Mount St. Joseph University. The Mount offers the only program in the state of Ohio that allows you to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree. In less than 2 years, I combined the reading and gifted intervention specialist endorsements. Classes were convenient, fully online, and I received personal attention from my professors. The Mount helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Well, Steven Jimenez coming out. He's thrown 68 pitches so far in this ball game. He's in his 5th inning of work here this evening. And he will be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Hanover, Christie, Brackett, and Rodebush.
It's amazing at this point that Steven's only thrown, just under 70 pitches, especially with, it felt like he threw a ton in the first. He didn't really, but it felt like it, and now he's, got a chance to go a little deeper in this ball game, and I know they really needed that to give their pitching staff a little bit of a break.
Christie, the shortstop, bounced out to third and doubled his last time up the gap in left center field. That was the play that King came over and made a nice play on, but just could not come down with it. To the leadoff man, and the first pitch is a called strike. 0-1 the count.
This is that shortstop, Christie, that I know got a lot of guys in the league think is going to be a pretty good player at this level.
And that pitch swung on and grounded to short, coming over the second baseman. Mustard, he's got a long throw to first base, not in time. It gets past Anderson, but Brandkamp backed it up, so holding at first base will be Christie.
That's a pretty good play. Again, it's in a tough spot. Mustard's got a long throw there. For a second baseman, any opportunity to make that throw is not much of one. At a big 6'6" shortstop gets down the line pretty good.
Christie 5 attempts. He's stolen 4 bases this year. Up now is Brackett with Christie at first. Brackett reached on an error and flied to left. That pitch is swung on and blooped to first base. Anderson can't catch up with it near the dugout on the first base side. 0-1. Well, you watch Anderson try to steal second in the bottom half of the last inning, and he looked fleet of foot. That one there, he just kind of lumbered towards that foul ball.
Yeah, he can run a little bit once he gets moving. It's the stop and start stuff that he's not great at.
That's what you and I, same thing.
No, I'm a stop and start guy.
Throw over to first base, back in time with a head first dive is Christie. You talked about Christie, and they are extremely high on him at first base. He's getting the lead off of first base, holds there, and that pitch is a fastball at the knees on the outside part of the plate. 0-2 the count to Brackett.
Fantastic pitch there by Steven, a little cutter, runs out to the outside corner.
Christie, a freshman, 6'6", out of Greenwood, Indiana. You don't see many 6'6" shortstops.
Yeah, and as he grows, he might end up moving to a corner. Gets a little bigger in their weight program. It might happen, but
0-2 pitch swung on, fouled straight back near us and out of play.
That's a really good thing, though, if you gotta look for a way to move a guy that used to play shortstop to a different position. You give me 8 shortstops to play baseball with, and I'll beat you 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Usually, like you said, the shortstop is the best athlete on your team. Christie after the infield single at first base. Brackett with nobody down, the 0-2 pitch to the plate, swung on and missed at a high offering. Brandkamp came right out of the catching position. I think he thought the runner at first was going to go, but it was a swing and a miss, strikeout.
That was like a mixed pitch out that they were giving Brandkamp an opportunity to throw it down. I think they thought Christie was going. So good pitching to get a strikeout on. I think that's Steven's 5th for the game.
Yep.
On a strikeout, on a pitch that wasn't even intended to be close. You're living right.
1 out. Rodebush comes to the plate now, left-handed hitter, and that pitch is outside. Rodebush singled and walked his last time up. Hit .262 coming into this afternoon's ball game. Single game here today.
It'll be the first single game we played all year, I think. Maybe second. I think we played one on the road against Rose Holman. So this will be the second one.
1-0 pitch to the plate. That one is a foul. Must have been a foul tip. The umpire signaled it safe. But I'm thinking it was a foul tip. He's not giving us any indication, so I'm going to say it's 1-1.
I think it's 2-0. I'm almost positive it's 2-0. Yeah, I don't know why he would have called that, but I'm pretty sure he didn't swing.
I didn't think so, but he may have foul tipped it. That's the only thing. I'm going to say 1-1, and the pitch is fouled back to the screen.
It'd be nice if he would show us the count a little more often, especially with the balls and strikes not working on the scoreboard here at UC Health Stadium.
You don't realize how much that helps until you don't have it.
Without a doubt. 2-1.
It is 2-1. Rodebush, the 2-1 count with Sherman on deck, 1 down. Christie at first base. Throw over to first base. Christie looked like he took a jab step towards second, but got back in time.
Tell you what, as you watch Steven Jimenez throw here in this game, again, we don't know what his velocity is. I'm trying to find out. He's a low to mid 80s guy, especially when he's throwing well. He is going to be key in this program, returning to at or near the top of the league in the next couple years.
Off speed, that hangs upstairs, and the count now is 3-1.
Yeah, if the Lions got a chance to get to a spot where they're pretty good inside the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, Jimenez is going to have to be a big, big part of that.
No action in the bullpen for either squad. Jimenez, the 3-0 count to Rodebush. There goes the runner. Pitch is high and outside for a ball, and that walked Rodebush. Ball 4. That is the 6th walk of the ball game, issued by Jimenez, and it brings up Sherman.
Obviously, that's way too many walks. But again, like Chuck was talking about earlier, he has had serious command issues. I mean, he is a true freshman pitching in a college game. As Austin Woodby goes out to check on his freshman starter. But again, Steven has got a chance to be really, really good. He's got to get more competitive in the zone. Because when he's in the zone, he's very competitive. He's a tough guy to hit. He's got 5 strikeouts tonight to go with the 6 walks. So he's a tough guy to handle when he can throw strikes. So they just need him to throw more strikes.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched badly tonight. I mean,
Not
for
at all.
freshman, he's been competitive, as you said. He's gone at the hitters. He's pitched primarily to the inside part of the plate, so he's attacking each batter.
Yeah, and he's not getting a lot of help. Like I know Chuck talked a little bit about, we're not used to, this regular of a strike zone. Like this is what a strike should be. He's calling a very true strike tonight. We've had some guys in the past that have not. Watching this and watching him pitch to this is a good shot. And realistically, it should be a 1-1 game right now. We misplayed a ball and left. It was not an error, but it was a ball that should have been caught. So it should be a really tight game right now. And Steven has pitched really well.
Sherman at the plate with runners at first and second. That's a fastball that's fouled back over the first base side, not a play.
Got to make a play over there for me and foul in the stands.
That's right. Mr. Reebok did not have the shoes on. 0-1 the count. Vidor is on deck. Bottom of the order. Sherman reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. And that pitch is low and in the dirt. Brandkamp blocked it, but advancing on the play will be the runners. Christie down to third and Rodabush down to second base.
That's one of the tough things with turf, man. You can block it, but it still skips away from you. You don't really know where it's going to end up on turf. You don't get any true bounces.
It's a ball. Call that a wild pitch. Runners at second and third. Hanover with the lead at 3-1. And the pitch fastball down low again, but Brandkamp went down to his knees and grabbed that one. And the count now is 2-1. Sherman, right-handed batter. Infield playing in now to try to cut the runner down at home. Jimenez comes to the belt with one down, and the pitch swung on and grounded to third inside the bag and past a diving Owen down the left field line. Both runs will score. Rounding first and heading into second is Sherman. He's going to try to go for 3. Here's the throw to third base. It is in time, and he's out at third. Second nice play today by the Lions in the outfield to hit the cutoff man and get a runner going into the base. And that erases the runners off the base, but Hanover now, after the double, has taken a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, infield was in a little bit there, and the ball hit right by Carter Owen. That's another tough play, but it's another play you probably expect to be made, at least to be knocked down and kept in the infield.
And the first pitch to Vidor is down low for a ball. So Hanover now putting up a crooked number here in the 5th inning of play, and they lead at 5-1. And that pitch is down low to Brandkamp. And the count now 2-0. To Vidor, excuse me. Brandkamp making a nice stop there. Bases are empty now, 2 down. That pitch swung on and missed. 2-1 the count. Jimenez back out of the wind. And the 2-1 swung on, fly ball, right field. Going back, looking into the sun is Baker. Now turns to his left, reaches up, dropped the ball. He was having all sorts of problems looking right back into the sun. He went to his right the first, and then had to turn to his left. Got the ball in his glove, and it just dropped out of his glove to the ground, and going into second base after the error will be Matt Vitor. That'll be an error on the right fielder. Second error of the evening called against the Mount, and it brings up the top of the order and Zeke Porta.
That's what we talked about earlier, and I know you and Chuck talked about when you're missing guys, man, putting people in positions, Ethan Baker's probably best suited to be a second baseman. He's doing a fine job out there, right? But that's, again, another ball you expect to be caught. And
Porta takes the first pitch inside for a ball.
when you're marred in a 7-game losing streak,
He was having a tough time looking back into the sun,
yeah,
too.
it's a tough catch. There's no doubt about it, but it's definitely a ball that at this level you expect to be caught. But the unknown things is what bothers, coaches about that type of play. It's
Porta swings and fouls it down the third base side.
now Jimenez has to throw 10 or 12 more pitches.
Yep.
He can't go another inning. You got to get a pitcher up, as we got somebody now warming up in the bullpen. It's just, I think we have 2 outs in the inning, so it should have been the end of the inning. It's, if he doesn't score, the error doesn't really matter, except for it does. Like, people don't realize those little things in baseball.
1-1 the count, and that pitch swung and fouled straight back. 1-2 the count. Did you manage to get us? Did you manage to get us tickets for this weekend?
I did not.
Oh man, I'll give you one job.
I got a lot more than one job, Dave. A lot more.
I might go anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trying to catch a game, but
Yep. And the 1-2 swung on, fly ball, left field into left center field. King went back, now coming in, and that bounces off of his glove. And sliding into second base will be Vitor, or check that Porta, and coming home to score is Vitor, and it's now 6-1.
again, like Colby King is trying his best out there. I'm not trying to dog or down talk any of our players. They're playing very hard. But again, that's a ball that's just got to be caught. It was hit off the end of the bat, making it a little tougher play. I think he thought it was hit a lot better than it actually was. But it's a ball that's got to be caught.
So one thing I've noticed about this stadium, Blake, the ball appears off the bat like it's taking off, and then it dies in the outfield. Littlefield is up with 2 down. 6-1 game by Hanover with the lead. Second inning in the ball game where they have scored 3 runs in an inning, and that pitch was outside the Littlefield for a ball.
Typically there's some flags out in the outfield that you can see the wind blowing. The wind doesn't blow out here very often, though.
1-0 the count to Littlefield with 2 down. That pitch swung on and lined into right field. Coming over is Baker. Baker, ball glanced off his glove again. Coming home to score, and going into second base is Littlefield. And now it's 7-1.
Third consecutive error by a Lions outfielder. And, I think they're probably, looks like they might be coming to get Steven here. No, Austin's going to stay put. Austin would be, but there's just...
I can't tell who's warming up down in the bullpen. They have that kind of covered up on the mound where you can't see the reliever. Jimenez with now the runner at second base, Littlefield, and it brings up Charlie Burton, who has been walked, hit by a pitch, and doubled. Jimenez the pitch with 2 down, and that pitch is high and in tight for a ball. Burton backed away from that one. It almost appeared like he didn't like it. 1-0 the count. Farnsley is on deck. Jimenez has thrown a lot more pitches, like you said, Blake, after he had gotten the third out. That pitch lined in left center for a base hit. Rounding third is Littlefield. He'll come home to score. And the Lions get the ball back into the infield, and it is now 8-1.
3 errors lead to a base hit. And I think it's Mason Jewell out in out in the left field bullpen for the Lions getting warmed up. But 3 errors lead to a base hit, 5 runs, all of which probably shouldn't have scored. The first 2 will be likely earned, but after that they're all unearned. The first 2 earned, they're all. So the ball on. The ball when they hit past the drawn-in infield that Carter Owen probably should have at least knocked down. It might have ended up a base hit, but it took a little bit of a rough hop on him. It happens. That was not an error. We did not score that an error, but that should it should still theoretically be a 3-1 game. We're going to get a call to the bullpen here.
So the Lions are going to change the pitcher. Jimenez did a nice job here this afternoon, but the defense just betrayed him, I guess is what you could say, in this inning. And the Lions are now down 8-1 to Hanover. We'll bring you the stats on the new pitcher for the Lions coming after this timeout. Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
Dave Mitchell and Blake Watson back here at UC Health Stadium, where the new pitcher for the Lions will be Bryce McGee. McGee is the new pitcher for the Lions. He is a junior, 6'1", 180 pounds, out of Crestwood, Kentucky, South Oldham High School. McGee, a 1-0 record on the season, 6.00 ERA in 7 appearances, all of them in relief. He's got 1 save. 9 innings pitched. He's given up 12 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 2, struck out 5 on the season. And he is a big, strong right-hander coming in for the Lions.
Yeah, Bryce originally committed to the Mount as a football player, as a wideout on the football team. Made the switch to the baseball team a couple of years ago, I think before last year. And he's become one of the Lions' better relief arms. I'm a little surprised they're going to him in this game, being down 8-1. But he hasn't worked in a game in a couple of weeks, so they got to get to him.
Well, the runner at second base will be the responsibility of Jimenez, but in the ball game for Steven, he threw 94 pitches, 4.2 innings worked here in the ball game. He gave up 8 runs, 5 of them earned, 7 hits, walked 6, and struck out 5 in the ball game. Farnsley will be the hitter. He's the cleanup man. And he is going to be the 9th man coming up this inning for Hanover, as they have scored 5 runs to take an 8-1 lead here in the top half of the 5th inning. Going on at the softball game up in Bluffton, the Mount has taken a 9-3 lead into the bottom of the 6th inning behind Cam McCool. So they are 3 outs away from sweeping that doubleheader. Runner at first base is Burton, and that first pitch to Farnsley is swung on and fouled straight back. 0-1. It's a play-by-play announcer's nightmare when a team bats around and then you got to totally screw up your score sheet.
That's why I use a computer for my score sheet.
Burton gets the lead swung on. Farnsley, fly ball, center field. Hagens draws a beat on it, reaches up and grabs it, and that's the end of the inning. But in the inning for Hanover, they pick up 5 runs in the inning, leave a man on base, and for the Lions, 3 errors. Your score as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's now Hanover 8, the Mount 1. Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, whether it's spiritware, gifts, or snacks. But the Roar Store is more. They offer everything from notebooks to laundry detergent, even brake fluid and tire repair, plus a wide range of food and drink. And it's just a walk away. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Well, Hanover came into this one winners of 2 in a row. They beat Manchester on Sunday 8-1 and 8-7. They won 4 of their last 5, and they are leading this one 8-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning of play, and Justin Pope has been outstanding so far in this contest for Hanover. On the mound here today for Pope, he has thrown 4 innings, given up 1 earned run, 3 hits, struck out 2, walked 2 in the ball game, and he's thrown just 55 pitches as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And it will bring up to the plate for the Lions as we head into it.
Number 22, Brady Ray, is pinch hitting here.
So Ray will come to the plate, pinch hitting for Ethan Baker. Brady Ray hitting 143 on the season. Right-handed batter. Left-handed batter. And he'll step in against Pope. Ray on the year, we told you, 7 at-bats, just 1 hit. Left-handed batter, stands deep in the batter's box, semi-open stance, and that pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. 1-0 the count.
Brady Ray's put a lot of work in this year. He's lost 20, 30 pounds. He's in much better shape, giving himself an opportunity to get some swings here.
From Cincinnati Summit Country Day, 0-1 the count to Ray. King is on deck, and that pitch is swung on and blooped out into right center field, and it will be caught by the right fielder on a diving catch in right center by Vidor. What a nice play by Vidor out and right.
What a fantastic play. Another ball, though, that I thought off the bat was absolutely crushed. To see that he came in to get that, that's one of the better plays you'll see all year in this league, though.
And now pinch hitting for Colby King will be Pedro Munoz. Munoz, excuse me. Is it Munoz or Munoz. Hitting 130 on the year. 3 hits and 23 at-bats, right-handed batter. And he is out of Columbus, Indiana, Hauser High School. He's a freshman, right-handed batter.
When I see, we played a fall series here, and Pedro did a lot of things that you'd like to see on a baseball field.
And he takes that first pitch over at the knees for a strike.
Played a little bit of shortstop, a little bit of outfield, catches a little bit, but he hustles, man. He plays hard. If he starts to hit, he'll definitely play some more.
Munoz swings and misses on a curved ball outside. 0-2. Lawson is on deck. That's the top of the order for the Lions. Wind by Pope, and the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed on a fastball, strike 3.
Yeah, but that's the problem with a couple of these freshman position guys. They just haven't adjusted to the college level pitching yet.
Third strikeout of the ballgame, 2 outs, and it brings up to the plate Jake Lawson. Lawson has struck out and singled, come around to score. Left-handed batter.
I know you and Chuck were talking before about, Lawson and his transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne. Kid's got a chance to be a really good player for us. He's probably better suited to play second base.
Curveball taken at the knees, called strike 1.
But yeah, he's probably better suited to be a second baseman, but, he's doing a fantastic job playing shortstop for us so far.
And the 0-1 pitch is low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Yeah, Lawson is impressive at that leadoff position. Seems to hit the ball hard. Playing back in the outfield. Boy, Hanover really with a shift on now. That pitch is taken at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Shortstop Christie is back behind second base in the outfield. The second baseman is Sherman, and he's playing a short right field.
Especially with 2 strikes now, I kind of guess I understand this, but he's not going to bunt at this point. But
1 and 2, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Lions as we head to the 6th. It is now Hanover 8 and the Mount 1. Social media has exploded over the years. The way we interact, receive news, and comment with everything has changed in this decade, and Twitter is where people usually discover what's happening. This is Dave Mitchell. With over 500 million tweets being sent each day, hundreds of millions of people are exploring links, articles, retweets, trends, and moments to find out what's new. Businesses strengthen their brands, friends promote themselves, and some just want more followers and likes. I just want to hear from you. Before, during, or after, send me your comments about the game to my Twitter, OHBB Co-host. That's OHBBCOHOST. I hope to hear from you soon. That's OHBB Co-host.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Ohio's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, after those pinch hitters came up for the Lions, they will be inserted into the defense. Munoz goes out to left, and Ray will go into right field, replacing King and Baker. McGee is the pitcher, coming out to toil again. He got an out to end the inning in the 7th, and that pitch is swung on by Christie. Fly ball, left field, and it is gone. Christie got a fastball over the heart of the plate, and he deposited it over the Cincinnati Children's sign in left field for a home run, and now it's 9-1 Hanover. Boy, what a crush by Christie. That is his 4th home run of the season.
As we talked earlier in the game, boy, that's a good-looking freshman.
And it'll bring up Jake Brackett, the third baseman, after the home run. He swings and pops it foul down the right field side. Anderson giving chase. He's got a beat on it and can't catch up to it. And it goes for a long foul. Boy, what a home run by Christie. He got all of that one and hit it over the left center field fence about 330 feet away.
Bryce, you better wait for your fielders.
And McGee throws a curveball upstairs for a ball that backs Brackett out of the way. Yeah, you were right. I mean, the second baseman, Mustard, wasn't barely back to his position before McGee rocked into the motion.
I think the home run shook him up a little bit, but
Rodabush is on deck. And the pitch swung on and grounded foul. Chuck Murray back joining us here in this 6th inning of play. It's 9-1 Hanover.
we talked earlier about avoiding them crooked innings, and boy, just the 3 wasn't bad, but just the 5.
Fastball swung on and grounded to third. Owen bounced off his chest, and he'll have no play at first. Another error on the Lions. That's their 5th of the ball game. And on at first base with nobody down is Brackett, and it brings up Rodabush. You know, when I see a home run hit by like Christie just hit, it reminds me, go out to the mound and say, boy, anything that goes that far needs a stewardess on it.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I was like, gee whiz, I guess at this point, it's...
Down low and inside for a ball to Rodabush, 1-0. Well, the thing about it is, hey, it's one run no matter what. If you're the pitcher, you just got to, you just got to forget about it and concentrate on the next batter, and that's exactly what McGee did. And that pitch swung on and missed. Nice pitch.
Yeah, the great pitcher, Jim Palmer, he gave up a lot of solo home runs, but, that's the key, solo. He never gave up a grand slam in his career. I don't know if you're aware of that. And he used to say, hey, I'd rather walk in a run than give up a grand slam. And, I never really thought of it that way, but it kind of makes sense.
Brackett getting the lead off first base. You doubt if he'll be going anywhere. Up 9-1. That pitch swung on and lined into right field for a base hit. Coming in Ray, he'll get it in and going just basically station to station as Brackett to second and Rodebush in at first base after the base hit. That's the 9th of the ball game for Hanover. 9 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Panthers. 1 run on 3 hits and 5 errors tonight for the Mount.
It's one thing if you're struggling with the bat but you got to play better baseball and defense. You're on a turf field and usually you get true bounces and it's just tough night at the yard.
Pinch hitter up now for Hanover, and that is going to be TJ LaPlante. LaPlante hitting for Sherman. And he is hitting 125 on the year. Right-handed batter hitting for Sherman. Vidor is on deck. Nobody down. Runners at first and second. That pitch swung on and missed by LaPlante. And it's 0-1 the count. If I'm mispronouncing his name, I'm sorry. I go by LaPlante.
Sounds good to me.
I went to school with a LaPlante. That's why I'm calling him that.
Sounds like a hockey goalie.
It does, doesn't it? You're right. Yeah, somebody from the Montreal Canadiens.
Exactly. Yep.
And the 0-1 swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-2 the count.
I feel like there was a goalie named Jacques Laplante.
Yeah. Hockey players have all the cool names.
They sure do.
Jacques Villeneuve.
Mario Lemieux.
Yes.
Mark Messier.
Well, that one, yeah. Swung on and missed, strike 3. McGee picks up the first out of the inning and his first strikeout of the ball game. So 1 down, and it'll bring up now a pinch hitter for Vidor, and that is going to be Spencer Martinelli. So Spencer Martinelli will be the hitter. And he will replace Vidor, who had a good day today. Scored a run. So Martinelli will step into the batter's box hitting .286 on the year, 2 hits and just 7 at-bats. Left-handed batter. Top of the order is on deck. That pitch swung on and lined down the left field line, but it'll curve foul. And out of play on 1 bounce. You know, the guy who was, we talk about the hockey player names, the guy with the most boring name, but was the greatest player ever, was Wayne Gretzky. What a boring name. Gretzky.
He could play a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad.
I remember seeing him play with the Indianapolis Racers of the World Hockey Association.
Yep, and that pitch is outside. You got Bobby Orr, boring name.
Great player, though.
Great player.
The Esposito boys.
Oh, yeah. Phil Esposito.
How about Guy Lafleur?
Oh, that one's a great name. Yeah, high and outside. Here's another one, Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
How is he so good?
My brother's listening out there. He was a big Montreal Canadiens fan. I think just because they won all the time back in the day, if you're listening, Chris.
Yep, 2-1 the count to Martinelli. And that pitch swung on and grounded to first base, going to his knees as Anderson. He'll flip it to first. McGee there in time to get the runner. But the base runners will advance. Brackett to third and Rodebush to second. That'll be 2 down, and the top of the order comes up for Zeke Porta. Porta in the ball game he reached on an error, flied to center. So he is 1 for 3 with a walk in the afternoon and a run scored. 9-1 Hanover. Runners at second and third, 2 outs now. Curveball swung on, fly ball out into right center field. It is high, but medium deep. Coming in is the right fielder, Ray, and he will grab it for the 3rd out of the inning. In the inning, Hanover gets 1 run on the blast by Christie, and they lead it 9-1 heading into the bottom of the 6th.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes. You realized them.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. Whether entering the nursing field, changing careers, or expanding your professional skills, innovative simulation labs and a variety of clinical sites prepare you to deliver exceptional patient care. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs taught by highly credentialed faculty, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Well, we've got wholesale changes coming in here for Hanover. Brackett is going to stay at third base. Christie will stay at short. LaPlante is going in at first base. And I believe the catcher is still Burton. That's number 20. Yep, we're going to try to get these changes for you on the fly. But coming up for the Lions will be Brandcamp, Murray, and Anderson. And Brandcamp takes the first pitch down low, bounces away from Burton, the catcher. 1-0. Boy, trying to catch up with some of these. LaPlante goes into first base, and Martinelli is in right field for Sherman, and that pitch is a called strike at the knees. One and one the count. Murray's on deck. And that pitch is a curveball that hangs upstairs, 2-1. Pope's been outstanding here today. Done a nice job for Hanover in a big situation. Toiling into the 6th inning of play. That pitch is low and inside for a ball.
Yeah, we discussed this earlier. The first inning was key for us. Boy, we had him on the ropes. And look, we could have got a 3, 4, 5 run inning. That could have been a different game.
3 hits, 1 earned run in 5 innings of play, and he walked that man, and that is his 3rd walk of the ball game. Brandcamp on via the walk for the 2nd time here this afternoon. 3 walks in the ball game, as we said, and it'll bring up Pat Murray. Murray has bounced to first and reached on a bunt single. So he is 1 for 2 here this afternoon. Left-handed hitter. Brandcamp probably not going anywhere. He's got a good lead at first base. Pope now working out of the stretch. And that pitch is taken over the inside part of the plate. A called strike on a fastball. On 1 the count. Anderson is on deck. LaPlante replacing Porta at first base, and the throw over to LaPlante. Back sliding with a head-first slide is Brandcamp. You wouldn't think Brandcamp's going anywhere, but
he's not.
Pope is watching him. And the pitch to Murray is a called strike. Boy, he didn't like that one. And the count now is 0-2.
Actually, I'm a little surprised they're holding him on with a big lead. They can take away that hole with the left-handed hitter up.
That pitch swung on, popped up out into short left field, going back the shortstop Christie, coming in the left fielder Rodebush, and Rodebush calls off Christie and grabs it for the first out. So Murray pops out to left field, 1 away, holding at first base is Brandcamp. And Terrell Anderson is the hitter. Anderson, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Had a base hit his last time up in left field. See what's happening in the softball game. It's now 14-5. Mount on top of Bluffton as they head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cam a cool 6 innings pitch, 3 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, and a couple of walks.
Well, we got the lights on here, so it's probably getting a little dark up there.
Yep. Pope throws over to first, but Brankamp back in time. And the first pitch to Anderson, curveball upstairs. 1-0 the count. I don't know, as a coach, Chuck, with Pope, do you tell him, don't even worry about Brankamp, you've got a 9-1 lead, just concentrate on getting outs?
Absolutely. I would have the first baseman behind. He's not going anywhere.
1-0 is in tight to Anderson. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, that run means nothing at this point.
He's only thrown 73 pitches in the ball game.
He's been very pitch efficient, that's for sure.
Coming set is Pope. Brankamp at first, swung on. Anderson, fly ball, left field. Going back is Rodebush to the fence, to the track, and he grabs it a couple of steps in front of the fence in left field. Anderson gave it a ride, but came up just short, and Brankamp will hold it first.
He just missed it. Just missed it.
So 2 down, and it brings up Joshua Higgins.
This is a tough patch of games, the Lions. It's kind of been like Murphy's Law. Whatever could go wrong has went wrong.
Came into this one losers of 7 in a row. Brankamp getting a good lead at first base, but like we said, it probably isn't going anywhere. And Higgins takes that first pitch in tight for a ball. Our next broadcast game is coming up on check out on Sunday, where the Lions will be at Foundation Field against Manchester. The 1-0 swung on and missed on a sweeping curveball, 1-1. If Higgins can keep it alive, Owen is on deck. 9-1 Hanover with the lead. Coming set is Pope. And the 1-1 swung on, fly ball, right center field. Coming over is Martinelli. He's parked underneath it, grabs it, and that'll do it for the Lions. Here in the bottom of the 6th, we head to the 7th. 9-1 Hanover.
In a world where cancer is almost a daily part of the news, one cancer isn't heard about enough. Oral cancers are increasing in the U.S., and as in my own case, most people know little about them. Like many, I thought that this was a cancer that impacted much older people who had used tobacco most of their lives. While that's still a problem, the fastest growing segment of the people developing oral cancers are young non-smokers. A very common virus, one responsible for the vast majority of cervical cancers, is now identified as a cause of this rapid rise in oral cancers. Thankfully, in a fast, inexpensive, and painless visual and tactile screening, a medical or dental professional can often identify early-stage disease. So please, the next time you visit your dentist or your medical doctor, ask for this simple screening. Finding oral cancer in its earliest stages may save your life.
Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray back here at UC Health Stadium. And for the Mount, they have made some changes defensively here also. Munoz has moved from left field to third base. And in left field now for the Lions is Colby King has gone back into left field. So Colby King is back in left field. Munoz has moved to third base. Anderson is still at first. And Mustard is still at second. What other changes have you seen out there, Chuck?
Well, we got Pedro Munoz moved from left to third.
Got that one.
Okay, and Carter Owen moved from third to short, and Nick Hiles now in left field.
Okay, so Lawson's out of the game.
Correct. I think Jake's knee's been bothering him a little bit, and just, with the score being lopsided, let's get him off this turf and, just trying to stay as healthy as they can. It's been tough.
So King is in left, Hagen's in center, Ray is back in right.
Heil's in left.
No, that was fit.
Nick Heil. King was out of the game before.
Yeah, but King has been reinserted. That's 3 out and left.
No, they don't have re-entry.
Well, okay.
It's Heil.
Is it Heil?
It's Heil.
So Heil is out in left. And the first pitch from McGee is swung on and missed for a strike 1. Littlefield. Left-handed batter leading it off here in the 7th inning. 9-1 Hanover against McGee. Swings and fouls that one straight back. 0-2 the count. McGee peers in. Outfield playing straight away. Infield playing for him to hit to right, and that pitch is low and outside. Boy, coming up as Brandkamp out of the spot and was ready to throw it down to third base for the strikeout, but called it a ball. And then the count is 1-2. Burton is on deck. Farnsley on deck, the DH. And that pitch swung on and tapped foul near the third base dugout. McGee, really in his 3rd inning of work here in relief. He came in with 2 outs in the 5th, and that pitch is hanging upstairs for a ball. And the count now 2-2. Coming set McGee out of the wind, and the pitch swung on and hit up the first base side, but goes foul past the first base coach's box. I told you Munoz is at third. Owen has moved to short. Mustard still at second, and at first base is Anderson. Littlefield has singled, reached on an error, and walked. He scored twice in the ballgame. Left-handed hitter. As the lights starting to take effect here at UC Health Stadium, Littlefield swings and fouls that one straight back, stays alive, 2-2. Not a bad crowd here, actually, for a Wednesday evening.
No, not bad at all. People get out, enjoy the nice weather, and good day to play a ball game. And
2-2 pitch to the plate, swung on and fouled back again. Littlefield fouling off some good pitches from McGee.
I don't believe you were here the last time, but at the end of the game there was an Easter egg hunt, and there must have been 1,000 eggs on the field for the little kids to run after. It was a sight to see.
Yep.
And these stands were filled with kids by the end of the game.
2-2. Littlefield swings and pops it up towards second base. Anderson giving chase. Now Mustard comes in on the infield grass, and he'll grab it for the first out of the inning. One away, and it brings up Burton, the catcher. Burton has walked, singled, doubled, was hit by a pitch. He's done everything but sell popcorn to the crowd during the game. And the first pitch to him is a curveball at the knees for a called strike. 0-1. Farnsley is on deck. And the 0-1 pitch from McGee is swung on and lined right back through the box. McGee had to skip out of the way. Base hit to center field for Burton. Boy, he scorched that thing right back towards McGee. So a base hit, 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Panther catcher, and it brings up Farnsley. Farnsley has doubled, struck out twice, flied to center. Cleanup hitter came in hitting .319 on the year. Burton getting the lead off first base, and McGee will throw over there. But
I don't think at this stage they'll be running either. At 9-1, I don't see it. And if they steal a base with an 8-run lead, that probably wouldn't be good, if you know what I mean.
That pitch down low, nice stop by Brandkamp, 1-0.
we've seen a lot worse with a lower lead than 9 runs late in the game, especially at the major league level.
Oh, yeah.
With all the unwritten rules.
Christie's on deck. He's hit a blast in this ball game. Throw to first base, back in time. Well, it's leads like this, Chuck, that rule that they're trying to implement in the minor leagues, where you've only got 3 throws over to first base per runner, makes a lot more sense. That pitch low and outside for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see a little bit more of it to see how it would really kind of work. But yeah, to keep throwing to first base, at some point you do have to throw it home.
Well, in this type of a ball game,
he's not running.
Yeah, 2-0, swung on and grounded to short. Owen comes in at short, grabs it, throws to second for 1, back
Double
to first,
play.
in time for the double play. Boy, nice defensive play by Owen at short, and he just moved there for the 6-4-3 double play. At the end of the inning, we've played 6.5. Your score, Hanover 9, the Mount 1.
Sport is the common denominator in the world. If there's any place where there's equality, it's really in sports.
RISE stands for the Ross Initiative in Sports for Equality. We're dedicated to promoting understanding, respect, and equality in sports and beyond. With the country struggling with race, we believe it's time for the sports industry to come together and really unite the nation.
We want people to speak up, take the pledge, rise up against racism.
I pledge to treat everyone with respect, and dignity. I will not tolerate discrimination or harassment of any kind. I will speak up whenever I know discrimination is happening. And I will stand up, get up, rise up for victims.
Take the pledge at risetowin.org.
9-1 Hanover on top of it. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray. Your line score, 9 runs, 10 hits on no errors for Hanover. And 1 run, 3 hits, 5 errors in the ball game for the Mount. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning up in Bluffton. And the Mount softball team leads at 14-5. And that one, they've scored 14 runs, 28 runs on the day for the Mount. They got their bats are rolling.
We at least got one team scoring some runs today.
Brandcamp will come up to the plate now, or check out Carter Owen, coming up to the plate now for the Lions to lead it off. Then comes Mustard and Ray. Burton was on base for Hanover, the catcher, and they had to send somebody out to warm up. The pitcher swung on, and Owen hits it out to center field, and going back is Littlefield to grab it for the first out of the inning, so 1 pitch, 1 away. I talked about this on the Ohio Baseball Weekly show, Chuck, but I think one of the rules that baseball could look at is with 2 outs and with 2 outs only, if the catcher's on base, you allow a pinch runner to come in so the catcher can get a drink and get his equipment on.
Actually, years and years ago, even at the D1 level, they used to play courtesy runner for the catcher like that. I think it's a great rule, and especially with only 5 warm-ups in between innings, what happens, the guy throws 4 pitches, and he's got to wait for his catcher to get out there to throw his last pitch.
Mustard, next batter, swings, line drive to center field. Littlefield again comes in, grabs it, and there are 2 outs.
I'd like to see that at the major league level, too, at all levels.
That's what I was talking about, was at the major league level. They're making a lot of rules to change the flow of the game. Well, that's one of them that they could change that makes a lot of sense.
No question about it. I'd be all for that. I think that'd be a great rule. And, you know, when I coached, Connie Mack baseball years ago, we played that rule all the time.
Ray to the plate now, and he takes that pitch down low for a ball. Ray came up the last time, flied out to right field on a nice backhanded diving catch by Martinelli, who had just come into the ball game, and that pitch is swung, taken over the outside corner for a called strike.
Yeah, he got robbed last at bat. That guy made a heck of a catch.
Yep, Munoz is on deck. Ray, left-handed hitter. That pitch is upstairs, 2-1. Note to the Heartland Conference: when the ball strike scoreboard is not working. The umpire should give the count after every
really
pitch.
should. Yep.
2-1 pitch swung on, lined into right field by Ray for a base hit. Just inside the foul line, coming over Martinelli. He'll grab it near the foul line and get it back in to hold Ray to a single. Boy, he's scorched the ball a couple of times now.
Well, I'm thinking he's in the lineup Saturday.
Yep. And Munoz will come to the plate. That's what you've got to do, Chuck. When you get these opportunities, you need to take advantage of them.
Absolutely. You know, with the little depth that they have and these guys getting an opportunity, you get a couple of bats, you hit the ball hard, all of a sudden it's like, coach has got to go, hey, we got nothing to lose.
That was the second hit of the year by Ray, and Munoz hits it and fouls it down the right field side. Hanover will give chase, but it'll fall out of play. Yeah, when you're called upon, if you can come through, you'll get more times you're called upon, and the more times you're called upon, then you can find yourself all of a sudden in the middle of the lineup.
Absolutely.
0-1 the count to Munoz, right-handed batter. With Ray at first, that pitch is down low for a ball, 1-1. I mean, this is Munoz's chance, too.
Yeah, he played a little bit earlier in the year when Carterone got hurt, and unfortunately he didn't put up much, many numbers, but I think Pedro's a solid player.
And that pitch is down low.
But clearly they just need more production at it. They just can't rely on one or two guys. You just need more production from the rest of the lineup, whoever it is.
Well, we talked about it when Blake was here. The bottom five in the batting order that started this game for the Lions, 3 of them were hitting under the Mendoza line, and 1 was just 19 points above it.
Yeah, that's just not going to work.
And the 2-1 swung on and tapped foul, and the count now 2-2.
Early in the year when they were winning games, the top lineup was carrying them, and the bottom would get that key hit here or there. And, like I said, they were playing about 500 ball, and unfortunately just hasn't been able to maintain that pace.
And competition breeds competition when you've got somebody like Munoz and now Ray coming through. If Munoz can come up with a base hit or something, then you push the guys in front of you to do better. 2-2 the count. Ray at first base, he's holding, and that pitch down low, 3-2.
So with 2 outs, he'll be running on the pitch. And Hanover continues to hold runners on.
Full count. Ray's going. That pitch called strike 3 over the inside part of the plate.
That was a good pitch.
Hanover gets out of it. Mount gets 1 hit, but no runs in the inning. They leave 1 man on. We head to the 8th. It's still 9-1 Hanover.
Do you want to grow as a leader? Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's degree in organizational leadership. Classes meet about 1 Saturday a month. Climb higher and become the leader you were meant to be. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, whether it's spiritware, gifts, or snacks. But the Roar Store is more. They offer everything from notebooks to laundry detergent, even brake fluid and tire repair, plus a wide range of food and drink. And it's just a walk away. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. Well, the Lions will go with a new pitcher here this afternoon. It'll be their 3rd pitcher of the day, Aiden Post. Post 0-2 on the season. This will be his 9th appearance, a 2.51 ERA. Picked up 1 save on the year. Post in 14 1/3 innings of pitching, 18 hits. He's struck out 15, walked 4, given up 4 earned runs and 8 runs overall. He is a big, strong left-hander, Chuck.
Yeah, Aiden's been a bright spot this year, and in a year where there's not many bright spots, but he's thrown a lot of strikes. He's come in. They brought him in some very, very difficult situations. He's performed well. Tonight obviously is not one of those, but get him a little work, and he'll be ready for the weekend. But yeah, he's been a real bright spot for us this year.
Well, Post, left-hander, as we told you, from Fairfield High School. He is a sophomore. For McGee, he pitched 2 1/3 innings. And he gave up 1 run. That one was earned, the bomb to Christie. He gave up 3 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 1. So you could say that I would say that McGee's relief appearance was pretty good.
Yeah, again, 9-inning games with aluminum bats, you're not going to shut people out. So, you go a couple innings, give up one run, that's typically keeping your team in the game. Obviously not tonight.
So Christie will lead it off, the shortstop. The last time up, we already said he hit a home run. He's gotten an infield single, a double, and bounced out to third, so he's a triple away from hitting for the cycle. And he will be the first batter that the new pitcher Post will be facing. Christie, the freshman, 6'6" shortstop. We were talking, Blake and I, Chuck, that you don't see many 6'6" shortstops. That pitch taken low and outside for a ball.
No, you don't. Years ago, I had a second baseman who was about 6'4". He was a really good player. So, they say it's hard to bend down and different things, but, he's a good player. They got a good one.
1-0, and Christie swings on that offering and fouls it back over the first base dugout and out of play. 1-1 the count. And that pitch is taken at the knees, but a little bit low for ball 2. And the 2-1 pitch is a strike.
You just hope the guys don't start getting discouraged. You lose all these games in a row, and it's snowballing, and you become very discouraged.
2-2 the count. Can you help it?
No, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
2-2, and that pitch swung on and grounded through the hole into left field for a base hit. Heil will get it back into the infield, but Christie, 4 hits on the afternoon. His second single, we told you, wrapped around a double and a home run. So the leadoff man on board, and it brings to the plate Jake Brackett.
I know there's no voting yet, but right now I'd say he's got a pretty good chance to be freshman of the year in the league.
Well, I was just looking at the stats. He's nowhere near the top in anything. When you're looking at the conference stats, the one runner on base and the first pitch to Brackett is down low for a ball.
Well, I'm going to probably get crucified for this statement, but I think a lot of it's got to do with the park you play in, and Hanover's a legitimate park. Some of the parks are a little short, and I don't think stats is everything. But from what I've seen going around the league and stuff, he's right there as one of the top freshmen. And maybe it's just he's done great against us. Sometimes that happens too.
Brackett swung and missed at that offering from Post, so it's 1-1. And the pitch swung on, jammed him, pops it out into short left field. Going back is the shortstop Owen, and he grabs it for the first, make that the first out of the inning. I'll tell you what, I know you guys have talked about how Lawson is a natural second baseman, and there's going to be a pinch hitter coming up now for Rodebush, and that is going to be number 0 for Hanover. And I don't see number 0 on there. There we go. LaRon Fleming.
Yep.
Fleming will be the batter, and according to their stats, this is his first at bat of the year. But he's into the lineup now. Fleming taking the place of Rodebush. And he's a right-handed batter, and he swings and misses at that offering. 0-1. He's out of Cardinal Ritter High School, sophomore in Indianapolis. Christie at first base. LaPlante is on deck, and the 0-1 is a curveball. Nice slow pitch, and Fleming was way out in front of it, 0-2.
I think I'd probably do that again. He may throw a fastball out of the zone just to kind of change the eye level, and then he'll come back with that. But
and the 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. I was talking about, Owen has done a nice job here, made a couple of tough plays, turned a double play at shortstop. if you can get Ray hitting and maybe Munoz, you've got some alternatives there to get some people into the lineup in different positions.
Well, I think
2-2 pitch down low, 3-2.
Yeah, you make some good points. And I think tonight probably the coaching staff is, they're going to go tomorrow and talk and say, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over. So maybe let's try something different. At this point, they really don't have a whole lot to lose.
Well, this will be their 8th loss in a row if it stays the same. And that pitch called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate, a strikeout to Fleming. 2 down now. First strikeout of the ball game for Post, and that brings up LaPlante. LaPlante has struck out his last time up. Well, I remember one time Billy Martin, the old manager of the Yankees and A's and everything, when he was with Detroit, they were in such a long losing streak, swung on and missed.
Good
Boy,
change-up.
Post is really throwing the slow stuff right now. 0-1 the count to LaPlante. They were stuck in such a mired losing streak that Billy Martin just drew the lineup out of a hat.
I think I recall that.
He literally just put every name in the hat and drew out the lineup. That pitch is a curveball. Nice pitch, 0-2. I remember that game. Norm Cash was the leadoff hitter.
Them old Tigers, Dick McAuliffe, Norm Cash, Al Kaline, Willie Horton, Mickey Stanley.
You bring that up, I remember now. Eddie Brinkman was the cleanup hitter that day. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll end the inning.
Eddie Brinkman, a Cincinnati boy, by the way.
Yep. So, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left on, or 1 man left on base for Hanover. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, it is 9-1 Panthers over the Lions. Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to go? New heights, right? That's why you're going to college in the first place. At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can go further than you ever thought possible. In fact, over 96% of our graduates over the past 3 years were employed or pursuing graduate studies within 6 months of graduation. Are you ready to climb higher? Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
Well, it appears that it's over up in Bluffton, and the Lions have won the second game 14 to 5. They won the first game 14-2, so they sweep the doubleheader against Bluffton, and their record goes to 16-8 on the season. Good win this afternoon for the softball team.
I believe they're 4-2 in the conference now, if I'm not mistaken.
Still in the running for that top spot to host the tournament at the end of the year, where they
probably have to win out, but they could do it.
Yep.
They're good enough.
They don't face Transy anymore.
Right.
And that pitch taken by Martinelli at the knees for a strike. Check that is Nick Kyle. Nick Kyle coming in place of Lawson. Lions down here in the bottom of the 8th, 9-1. Kyle's first at bat, swings and taps that one wide of third. Coming over is the shortstop, Christie, and he can't get him at first base. Nice play. Kyle, just a little infield single as he reached out and hit that where they ain't. So the leadoff man on base for the Lions. And it brings up Brandkamp. If Jeff Newman has got to go to another catcher other than Brandkamp, who does he go to?
Well, Munoz is the second string guy, but he's in the field, so
yeah.
I guess Matt's going to catch the whole game tonight, obviously. This would have been a possibility. Again, the problem, the injuries, they just don't have the depth right now.
Throw over to first base, back in time with a head first dive is Heil.
He's really hand-tied right now.
For Heil, that was his second hit of the year. That pitch is a called strike to Brandkamp. 0-1 the count. Of course, Heil's only had 8 at-bats.
And as you stated earlier, maybe these guys will get some more at-bats on the weekend.
That pitch is upstairs. 1-1 the count. Boy, Pope has been outstanding today.
He really has.
He's been keeping these hitters for the mound off balance, and that pitch is upstairs 2-1.
I mean, to work into the 8th, and, arguably he's their number 5 starter with all these games, and, he's giving their bullpen a shot in the arm. I mean, this is, for Hanover, this is best case scenario. They got to be thrilled with his performance.
And he's only at 92 pitches. He's could still get through this inning and throw over to first base. Heil is going to be tagged out. They pick him off first base.
I don't even know what to say about that. With an 8-run deficit and you get picked off, that's just not good. And we'll just leave it at that.
So that erases the runner. 1 away. And Brandkamp with a 2-1 count against him. Now Pope will work out of the wind. Infield, the middle of the infield, back on the outfield grass. And the pitch is just off the outside corner.
I got to compliment this umpire. He's called, if it's outside, it's a ball. I mean, that's the way it should be. But as I said, around the league this year, 4, 5, 6 inches off the plate's a strike. So he's done a good job.
That pitch upstairs, and Brandkamp walks. So that's the walk, and it is the 4th walk of the afternoon given up by Pope. In 7 1/3 innings, he's given up 1 earned run, 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 4.
He's probably trying to get him through this inning, but he's got somebody in the pen. I can't see the number.
Yeah, you can't tell who's warming up in the pen down either line. So Brandkamp at first base, and it brings up to the plate Pat Murray. Left-handed hitter, and that's a breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Pope has take the first inning out of the equation. He has not been behind many hitters in this game.
He's pounding his own.
And the 0-1, that pitch is taken inside. Murray backs away from it, 1-1 the count.
The old saying, he's filling it up.
Yep.
Yeah, again, he's been a shot in the arm. They got to be thrilled.
Anderson is on deck for the Lions. Brandkamp getting the lead off first base. He's not going anywhere. And the 1-1 down low. Nice stop by Burton behind the plate, 2-1. Well, the wind's getting a little nipply here.
Yeah, it's getting a little chilly. The temperature's dropped here in the last hour or so, but it's been a beautiful day, beautiful night.
Supposed to be even better this weekend.
Yeah.
Indians coming to town to sweep the Reds. A 2-1, swung on and bounced to short. Coming in is Christie. He grabs it, steps on the bag, and overthrows the first baseman, Fleming. Safe at, or going to second base, will be Murray on the play, but erased at second is the runner Brandkamp. 6 unassisted, so 2 outs. Murray reaches on the errant throw. That'll be the first error of the ball game charged against Hanover. So the runner at second base is Murray, and it brings up Anderson. Still 2 men down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 9-1 Hanover lead. Pope probably working on, if not his last inning, could be his last batter.
Yeah, very well could be.
He's close to 100 pitches right now.
I got to imagine he has not got anywhere close to that this year in his innings.
Anderson swung on and fouled that one back behind the plate, 0-1. But he's been outstanding. He's done a stellar job here tonight for the Panthers. Comes set, the 0-1 pitch, curveball, swung on and grounded through the hole into right field for a base hit. Rounding third and stopping right there is the runner, Murray. So runners now at first and third. I'm not sure. I gotta kind of wonder about why they stopped him at third base.
Well, I guess down 8 runs, you get thrown out at home. They already got a guy picked off this thing. And
do you think they would have even thrown home, though? It didn't even look like they cared about it. They were just kind of...
I know when I coached with a big league, I'd just throw it to second, but who knows? Not everybody plays the way I coached it.
So first and third, and Hagens pops it foul over on the first base side. Fleming comes over near the screen. He's got a play, and he grabs it for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Lions threaten but do not score. We head to the 9th. It's 9-1 Hanover.
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. 9-1. Hanover leads it. The University of Cincinnati has hired a new basketball coach. Who is it? I know that guy from North Carolina, Greensboro. Yeah, he's not a bad coach. Wes Miller is the... Yeah. Huh? Well... but he's a good basketball coach. I'll tell you where I know him from. My younger son was a graduate assistant coach and a 4-year basketball coach up at Hiram for Steve Fleming, and they went to North Carolina and played Greensboro, and Wes Miller was the coach. Interesting. Guy was a nice guy, good coach. So
he's going to get a great opportunity.
Yep. Good for him. 9-1. And Post comes out, and he will be facing... Well, let's see here. Who is this? As we check.
Okay, he's always there.
Oh, Martinelli is the batter now. I'm sorry, didn't get his number down on my score sheet. He grounds that one wide of first and foul, left-handed hitter. Martinelli bounced out to first base his last time up. And 1-1 the count. Well, there's a lot of activity going on down in the bullpen for Hanover. We'll see who the next pitcher is going to be. That pitch is a curveball, hangs inside, banks Martinelli off the plate. 2-1 the count. And that pitch swung on, fastball, fouled out of play down the left field side, 2-2. Well, it's close to your dinner time.
And I'm sure it's past yours.
Well, it's well past. I have an alarm that said every 2.5 hours I have to eat something. 2-2 pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch in the dirt. Martinelli swung on. Brandkamp picks it up. He'll record the out at first base down to Anderson, so 1 away. That is the second strikeout of the ball game recorded by Post. 1 away, and it brings up the top of the order.
Okay. Pinch hitter.
And we've got a pinch hitter. Who is this? Number 8 coming into pinch hit. And that is Alston Morrell. Morrell, right-handed hitter. Hitting 200 on the year, 2 hits in 10 at-bats. He is number 8. He is a freshman, 5'8", out of Lakeland, Florida, All Saints Academy. Takes the first pitch for a ball. He's taking the spot of Porta.
I always wonder how someone from like Lakeland, Florida can end up, up here.
And that pitch is low and is called strike over the inside corner. Well, that's why, during football season, I wonder how in the world does a guy from San Diego, California end up at Anderson, Indiana? And places like that. Swung on and missed by Morrell. And the count now is 0-2. And that pitch is down low. Brandkamp. 1-2 the count. He's going to have bumps and bruises all over him. 2-2 the count.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
By the time this season ends, no, you're good. By the time this season ends, he's going to deserve a long vacation.
Yep. And the 2-2 pitch to Morrell, down low, 3-2. (9-1) Hanover. That pitch is swung on by Morrell and fouled back over the first base dugout. Count stays 2-2. Looking forward to the bottom of the ninth for the Lions. It'll be Owen, Mustard, and Ray. And the 2-2 pitch to the plate. Nice changeup, or was that a curveball, Chuck? But he swung on and missed.
It's really good.
Strike 3.
Good arm speed right there.
Third strikeout of the ball game for Post. Boy, he's done the job. So did McGee.
Yeah.
And, you can't discount the job that Jimenez did, but he just got betrayed by his defense. That pitch is low and outside for a ball to Littlefield. And the 1-0 pitch to the plate, swung on, fly ball, left, fouled down the third base side. Munoz gives chase, but it goes into the seats. 1-1 the count. Well, the game's almost over when the bus is showing up next to the stadium.
Yeah, feel bad for the guys. They're trying hard. They're playing shorthanded, and they're not getting the breaks. And when you add all that up, that's called a losing streak.
And that pitch swung on a tap foul behind the plate. 1-2 to Littlefield.
Another good changeup.
Yeah. He's done a nice job at changing speeds to these Hanover batters.
Yeah, Hanover's got a good ball club.
Well, they came in 6th place in the conference.
They've really improved the last few years. They really had some down years there for a while. In the last few, since Grants took over, they've done a nice job.
Swung on, fouled straight back or down the third baseline and out of play.
And by playing 40 league games versus 18, I think, it could have been a totally different situation because some teams are a little deeper with pitching. But if you're only playing somebody twice, you got your 1 and 2 all the time against those teams. It makes a difference.
Nice sweeping curveball, swung on and missed. And Post strikes out the side, his 4th K of the ball game. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It's Hanover 9, the Mount 1.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA reminds us to ask ourselves, what would we do? Over the last 100 years, the NCAA has helped millions of student athletes find their power outside the field, court, and rink. NCAA, celebrating 100 years of student athlete.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, like when you need a textbook. Students can order books exclusively online that they can pick up at the Roar Store through our new eCampus site. eCampus includes 2 different shipping options: free online shipping to Textbook Delivery Hub located in the Roar Store, or delivered to your off-campus residence. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. Well, Hanover will bring in Cooper French, number 22, to try to put this one away. French, right-handed pitcher, freshman, 6 feet tall, out of Trinity High School in Louisville, Kentucky. French, this will be his 5th appearance of the year. He's 1-0. 7.45 ERA on the year. He's pitched in 9 2/3 innings, given up 14 hits, 12 runs, 8 of them earned. He struck out 11 and has walked 7 on the season. French, right-handed batter, and he is a sidewinder. So this ought to be interesting for the Mount hitters, and they will send up to the plate Owen, Mustard, and Ray here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Hanover on top of it, 9-1. So Owen will lead things off for the Lions here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Down 9-1. Owen on the day has walked, bounced into a fielder's choice, and fly to center. Takes that pitch down low for a ball. You don't see these sidewinders very often, Chuck. They're hard to get a grip on.
Yeah, it's
that pitch high and outside for ball 2-0.
Yeah, you're right. It's hard to control. But a lot of times what they'll do if they feel like they're struggling, they'll drop them down and see if they can make something out of it.
That pitch swung on and tapped past the mound. Coming in Christie at short near the bag. Throws over to first base in time to get Owen one away in the bottom of the ninth. Then it brings up Ian Mustard. Mustard in the ball game has sacrificed, struck out, and flied to center. Well, if this holds true, the Lions will have lost 8 in a row, which started against Anderson last Monday, April 5th. And their next game will be Saturday at Defiance, a doubleheader, and then we'll have the doubleheader against Manchester on Sunday at Foundation Field, starting at 1 o'clock. That pitch swung on and missed by Mustard. 0-1 the count.
Somehow they got to just put these behind them and, come out fresh. And it's tough, though, when you're lost 8 in a row. And as soon as you get down, it's like, here we go again.
Mustard swings and misses, 0-2. Came in hitting .219 on the season. Infield and outfield playing straight away from Hanover. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. And the 0-2 pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strike out of the ball game for French. 2 down. And it brings to the plate Brady Ray.
Well, in Brady's 2 at-bats, he's had 2 good swings.
Yeah.
The guy robbed him in the first at-bat, and he had a nice shot the last time. So maybe he can do something here again.
He gets a base hit here, I can guarantee he'll be in the lineup Saturday.
I agree 100%. In fact, even if he does, he probably is going to be in.
Yeah, that pitch swung on it, grounded to left field through the hole and into left field for a base hit. So he is 2 for 3, and if it hadn't been for an outstanding play by the right fielder, he'd be 3 for 3.
Yep. Now, Hanover likes to play that shift against all the left-hand hitters, so we got him there. Because that would have been a routine ground ball short.
Munoz now will come to the plate. Ray at first base keeps it alive. Munoz. Well, I've seen the Indians come back from bigger deficits than this. I remember the night they came back against Seattle. They were down 14-2.
I don't remember but I do remember hearing about that.
Oh, I watched that game. It was a Sunday night game on ESPN.
Oh.
And the pitch to Munoz, curveball, taps it foul. If that thing hits the turf, it kicks back. But coming in is Fleming, and he'll grab it to keep it foul.
I've seen that before. I've absolutely seen that before.
You've got to run on that play because if that thing hits the turf and kicks back, it's fair.
It's fair. And I've seen somebody standing there looking really bad.
0-1 the count to Munoz. Ray at first base, 2 down here in the bottom of the ninth. That pitch sweeps outside, 1-1. Nine to 1 Hanover. Munoz is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out both times up. That pitch is a nice breaking pitch over the outside corner. 2 strikes. Heil is on deck. If Munoz can keep it alive. Ray at first base, just a short lead.
Hanover continues to hold them on.
Yep. Coming set is French. That pitch swung on and grounded wide of third, coming over the third baseman bracket. He'll throw to first base. Nice play by Fleming. Stretched it out, scooped it up, and the game is over. Your final score here from UC Health Stadium in Florence. Hanover 9, the Mount 1. Chuck and I will be back to wrap it up after this timeout.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow.
Dayton Children's. Experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
Well, your final score here this afternoon, 9 to 1. Hanover wins it over the Lions. The Lions took an early lead, 1-0 in the first inning, but then Hanover came back with 3 runs in the top of the third. They scored 5 in the fifth, 1 more in the sixth on a home run by Christie, and that was the ball game as Hanover wins their 5th out of the last 6. They've won 3 in a row now. Their record goes to 14-11. They're now 7-7 on the road. The Mount falls to 8-17 on the year. Chuck, they have now lost 8 in a row. They're 6-7 here at home, and they need desperately to pick up a couple of wins against Defiance over the weekend on Saturday.
Well, they got their horse going, Jake Hughes. I don't know if he's going game 1 or game 2, and Jake's pitched tremendous all season. So with him on the mound, you got to feel like you got a good chance. And let's get 1 or 2 up there, for the morale. And boy, they really need it bad.
Let's talk about the highlights just for a couple of minutes in this afternoon's ball game, because a couple of the shiners here today. Brady Ray.
Yeah. I mean, again, we talk about the opportunities. You get your opportunity. Sometimes you only get a couple at bats, and boy, he showed what he could do. Now, is that going to be something he can do all the time? But I think at this point, Coach Newman and the staff have to look and say, hey, we got nothing to lose. Let's put him in there. Maybe he gets hot and goes, in an 8 for 15 kind of streak or something, because clearly the rest of the lineup's just not getting it done.
And I don't want to take anybody's job away, but Owen played an outstanding job in the 3 innings he played at shortstop.
Yeah, he did a nice job there. Struggled at third base, but did a nice job at short. So, again, I feel for them guys. We all have our tough seasons and go through bad streaks, and hopefully they can snap out of it and get a couple wins here and get the morale back up.
Well, your final line score here this afternoon for Hanover: 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and for the Mount, 1 run on 7 hits and 5 errors in the ball game. Your winning pitcher was Pope, and your losing pitcher this afternoon was Steven Jimenez. Any final thoughts on today's game, Chuck?
Well, Hanover did what they needed to do. They caught a team, and they're down, they're struggling, and their pitcher threw a lot of strikes, and they played good defense, got some timely hitting. They did what they needed to do to come over here, and now they saved their pitching for the weekend. And, unfortunately for us, the losing continues, but I hope they keep their chins up. And like I said, Saturday's another day.
Should be interesting, Chuck. Good to see you again. Thanks a lot.
Dave. Thank you.
We'll see you again on Sunday when the Lions come home to Hamilton at Foundation Field to take on Manchester. We'll be on the air with Game 1 starting at 12:50, 1 o'clock with the first pitch. I'm Dave Mitchell for Chuck Murray. Once again, your final score here this afternoon: Hanover 9, Mount St. Joseph 1. Until next time, have a good night, everybody.